reading of 2024. I'm very excited right now. I did not want to be on camera because I spoke about this in my latest episode on Lula's Life. It's a Tallulah talk, a reading, and a cabin life update. And by the way, the sun's coming out. It's been gloomy all. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, hold on. I need some water. You guys, it has been gloomy all day. Gloomy. Snowy, rainy, gloomy. I sat down to do this reading. It was still gloomy. And right now I'm looking up and I'm literally seeing bright blue beyond the gloom. So Ra may be making a special appearance. I did call in, the big guns, the healing energies, your higher self, my higher self. We're going to do a picker reading today. It's going to be a little bit different than I've done before. I'm also noticing that my practice is evolving and it's changing and I love it. And I brought in the grandmother witch. I've got a lot of grandma energy. I got all my grandma stuff in here. She has passed on. Also, I would love to dedicate this episode to my Aunt Peggy and my Aunt Kim. They were two of the biggest influences. Actually, my grandmother, whose stuff that is, and those two aunts are literally my family's, like, to me, the most powerful women. And they were powerful for so many reasons, for their dark and their light, right? Their shadow and their light. And I am learning so much from them. And now that my Aunt Kim passed last year, a lot of things have changed for me. And I don't need tissues. I'm not going to get emotional. Hold on. I may cry. I don't know. And if I do, it's okay. But needless to say, I feel a really strong connection to the ancestors today. And this reading has been building for so long. These are just, hold on, I'm going to take my calendar out of there. These are just the cards that some are books, of course, but they're like the cards are in the books. But these are just the ones that I pulled. I've been pulling for weeks. I thought it was going to be a pick reading 3 weeks ago. Then these other decks came in, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, seriously. So buckle in. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know what's for now. I don't know if they're going to have me pull more cards or they're going to have me shoot some shorts after this. I don't know. All I know is my deck wanted to come in as well. Believe in your own magic. That's actually a different deck that I had, but that's what I say as well, right? Believe in your own magic. And also the hummingbird wanted to come in, and inside the hummingbird, we've got fairy cards. We've got spirit animals. So I don't know who's going to show up for what. We have 5 questions. So 5 readings. There's going to be 5 separate readings. You may be drawn to one, you may be drawn to more. Also, for those of you who are new, I am the Magical Medium, and welcome to my magical channel. This is where I do mostly readings, but also you guys are noticing there's going to be more scrying stuff. I have been working with a lot of shadow. I've been really diving into my shadow and realizing how much I love, like, all of myself, and how much I kept trying to beat one side or the other out of myself instead of just accepting that one of my gifts is that I am so full of light and sunshine. And according to this one shaman that I worked with, he believes that I am a famous fairy, or at least I come from a famous fairy called Bubbles, and which made me laugh because Dakota Johnson. I was like, those two's baby. Anyway, she's adorable. I love her. But she, like that, I like had that exact moment that she had when, or I should say, I had this amazing moment when she was on Jimmy Fallon. It's a shorts that was going around for a while where she had to pretend like she was a clown. He gives them, like, something they have to act out over. And also, for those of you who are new here, feel free to go down into the description box. I also I pin it in the comments. there will be, you can go straight to your question. You do not have to listen to me babble. But for those of you who've been with me a long time, I like to just kind of like ease into the reading, and we're just going to see how this goes, where it goes, how it goes, and go from there. So right now, you know more than I do, right? Because all that's already there. I've already gone through and edited the whole thing, blah, 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 all that good stuff. But anyway, so getting back to the story, she has to be a clown that just found out that she didn't make it into clown school. And it's so fucking brilliant. If I can find it, I will put it below, but if not, then go look for it. But anyway, it's funny because when she answers the phone, he's like, Jimmy Fallon's like, ring, ring. And she's like, hello, this is Bubbles. And it made me laugh so hard because it made me think of my fairy, and just how she was in this high voice where she's like, oh yeah, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, wait, what do you mean I didn't get in? Like, she changed her voice back to like her normal, out of her fairy. She's like, what do you mean I didn't get in? And she's like, but my dad's big laughs. It's really funny. It's a cute little, but she's so fucking brilliant, man. Like, she just did that on the fly. I'm like, I bet she's really good at improv. So this pick a reading, this channel is evolving. It's ever evolving. It used to be Lula's Labyrinth, and I have changed and evolved and grown and expanded so much. And as much as I have, I'm going to continue to do that. And I welcome you to, participate in these learning lessons with us. I don't know if I'll go back to the style that I was doing with my pick a readings, or if this is just a one-off to say, welcome, Happy New Year, because of the way the house is set up. Because I had I have a vision of what I want to do with the studio, but the studio is so cold right now because it was built onto the house. And I don't know why they didn't think to put some type of venting system into the room, because once you shut the door, it's like outside. It is so cold in there. And because we're not fully moved in and everything. I mean, we're moved in, but we're not fully set up, and we don't have the income at this moment, but it's coming because I'm very abundant. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? But when we do, we will fill it with rugs and more drapery and all that. So for now, it's not holding the heat, but that's where I plan to do all of my pick a readings and my artwork, and just set my sewing machine back up and start making clothes again, and just making cool stuff, making medicine bags and jewelry and things like that. But however, not this winter, or it will never happen in this place, or maybe just in the summer, I don't know. But yeah, for now that room basically doesn't exist, and so I've tried to find a way to set up, and it doesn't work the way our house is right now. So I'm in our bedroom, and thank you so much for sending good energy into our space. It is very, very, there's so many ancestors, there's so much awesomeness happening, and there's a lot of grounding and good lighting and fun. Thank you, Ra. Good stuff is happening, but for now, I believe this is how it's going to be. So either I'm going to continue like this, or they're going to help me find a different way to make it work. I personally don't care to always be on camera because, sometimes I just want to do the reading, but I don't feel like getting all gussied up or whatever. Not that this is gussied up. In fact, my hair has been on an oil lockdown for a few days now, but it's okay. Everything's happening the way it's supposed to be. If you do not follow me on Lula's Life, please go over there and check it out. There's a link on here. There's also a link for our Maine Coon cat, Baba the Great. If you want to follow her, she's amazing. And we make videos together, and she really does. Some of it's me, but most of it's her, really. But I think we influence each other. That's why she's my familiar. We're very similar. We have the same sense of humor and stuff. But anyway, so that's there. Also the links for if you want to donate to all of the work that I do here and on my other channels, to entertain and bring love, light, happiness, and darkness into the world, so that we can find our inner core and get to what makes us happy, what makes us tick. Right when I started this, the snow was falling so gently. It was so beautiful. And I was like, oh man, I'm like, what a beautiful place, how blessed we are to be in this place. And and it's been a rough road. But I did a video that I just spoke about, Tallulah Talk reading and an update on cabin life, and you may want to check it out. Just lets you know kind of what's going on with me and my family and like what we've been enduring, but also what's been growing and expanding us and how and why we are the way we are. It's funny because most of my life I just thought I was a fuck up because everybody told me I was a fuck up. And I moved a lot. They're like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you stay in one place at one time? And I'm like, because I'm not you. And I don't want to live like that. I want to live free. I want to be out in the world. And it's interesting because now I'm in this place where all I want to do is nest and ground and create and give back in this way. But I also feel a trip coming. I feel like I'm going to be going somewhere soon. I don't know how or why or where or what's going on, but I'm getting this feeling I need to go south. I've been feeling desert for a while. I've been feeling the Native American energy calling to me, even though I live on Native American land. Like literally, I'm like my husband's family is literally part of this tribe, and I'm on the reservation basically. It's interesting that I'm really pulled to like the south, like all through like Arizona, New Mexico, that area. Also, Louisiana's been calling to me for a long time. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Also, I've been called back to Europe and the Mediterranean. So I don't know what's going to happen. And I speak about that on that episode. In that episode, I kind of talk about what's going on with us and the cabin. And, so if you're interested in that, go check that out. Otherwise, let's dive in. And I want to tell you guys the questions that are, and get yourself some water. Get hydrated. It's really, really important to get hydrated right now. Okay. So, question 1. And also for those of you who don't know me, I do jump around a lot. I am downloading so many different energies. I am a true medium. I'm also a telepath. So what happens is I can hear, like, once you're here, you're here. Like, to me, it's like you're all here right now. And even though you're going to watch it when you watch it and you're wherever you are in your world, it's like right now I feel all of your energies, all of your guides, my guides, like we're all here. All are welcome, right? All are welcome because there is no fear. The shadow is here, the light is here. They both need to be here. And that is what I'm going to really, really be promoting. Also, this cute bird just flew by. And can I also say that there have been bear sightings up here where we live, but we have yet to see one. And I said to Spirit, I'm like, if I'm going to see one, if one's going to come to us, I'm like, can it please come around that corner when I'm doing this so I can show you guys, you know what I mean? I'm like, please. I don't know if she's still here. It was a mother and a cub, so I don't know. Anyway, but we haven't seen them since we've been here, even though we were told that they were here, and we've seen their tracks and we've seen their scat. I don't know if scat's just for coyotes, but their poop. But anyway, when the beer of medicine is meant to come, it will. Woo-hoo. So, question 1. Where in life are you suffering from Stinkeye, aka annoyance, disapproval, resentment? Basically, Stinkeye is a dirty look, right? So where in life are you suffering from annoyance, disapproval, resentment, right? That's 1. Question 2, where do you feel less than or better than those around you? Question 3, where are you feeling inadequate or superior? Question 4, where do you feel jealous or indifferent? I see you, birdies. You guys are so cute. And question 5. Question 5 is very interesting because actually question 1 and question 5 were the only ones that, I don't know if you guys can see that, but where the ink stopped and I had to use another color, or like they had me use this one color and I'm like, what for? But so interesting that happened. And I feel like they wanted me to show you that because these are brand new pens. Like, you know what I mean? So that was there for a reason. And I almost feel like this one, like somebody needed to like see that. And it's like a neon green underneath with black. I feel like for some of you, like maybe when you were for like reading 1, I kind of feel like for some of you, and it's not going to be for everybody, but But I'm feeling this kind of energy of like you were goth, or you've always wanted to be goth, or you feel like you have an inner goth, but like maybe you dress, more like this, or maybe you dress, as my friend used to say, beige. Like where you don't wear a lot of color. You look good, but you're just like kind of muted. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. So, and then the last one, number 5, is where are you feeling angry or insecure? And I think it's interesting that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words, but 2.5 words are in silver and the rest are in gold. So it's almost like part of you is like, or maybe you need to like take something to like the full level, or like you're almost there but you're not, or you know what I mean, like stay gold pony boy, like, and it says where are you feeling angry or insecure, because whatever that is, it's probably what's holding you back. So maybe you want to hear all 5 readings. Like I always feel like every reading there is something for somebody, you know what I mean, there's something for you, otherwise you wouldn't be drawn to it. So wherever that is, I look forward to reading for you, and I will see you at your reading. So let's get started. Also, you guys, oh my gosh, there are so many things that wanted to come in. Like this Frida Kahlo beautiful card came in from this amazing artist called Pamela Sue Johnson. And I don't know if this is for reading 1, but I do have my glasses in here somewhere. It's such a small print. I may not even be able to read it unless I get a light. It says, now mind you, this is from a quote from Frida Kahlo. The artist did this, Pamela Sue Johnson, www.pamelasuejohnson.com. Okay, awesome artist. Met her at the Lavender Festival last summer. Just fell in love with her. She's a really powerful witch. Anyway, Frida Kahlo says, I used to think I was the strangest person in the world. But then I thought, there are so many strange people in the world. There must be someone like me who feels bizarre and flawed in the same ways I do. I would imagine her and imagine that she must be out there too and thinking of me. It is really hard to read through it's hard to read through let me see if I can get through the painting at the bottom. So I apologize, but isn't that exquisite? Honestly, at the time, if I had had the funds, I would have bought it. Her paintings were amazing and her prices were really reasonable, really reasonable. She spent hours on it. I mean, I think they were like $250 or something. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like when I was at the Lavender Festival, I took like 30 cards because I said, I am going to be a millionaire. I'll probably be a billionaire, but either way, I just know it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I've always sensed myself being very wealthy and very famous when I was old. I remember even saying to my friends, I feel like I'm going to be like or famous when I'm old or something, like in my 50s. And I remember back then you're like, in your 50s, that's so old. Which, by the way, the reason why this was dedicated to my Aunt Peggy and my aunt, my grandma, of course, but what started that was when I was getting ready today, my aunt, sorry, I have to be careful because I've been bringing wood in and I'm finding like little wood chips everywhere, and I'm wearing like all these like kind of sweatery material, and I thought I felt one go in my eye. I got to be really careful. But anyway, while I was getting ready for all of this, my aunt came through and like really strongly, and she started to talk to me about some of my other family members that, how hard they were working on their spiritual stuff too. And I was just like sending them good vibes and how proud I am of all of us. And she's like, don't wait. Like, this is your year. She told me, she was like, this is your year. This is your year. She's like, don't hold back. Be who you are. Like, really, really, like, be yourself. She's like, this is the year that you are going to explode. And I felt that. And then she said something like, don't wait like I did. And then she showed me 52. I just turned 52 in December. She was 52 when she died. And I just had that moment, where you're like, holy fuck, where you like stared like death in the face basically, because you're like, holy shit. And I realized, I'm like, I have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. And I am going to work harder than I've ever worked in my life this year. I know that, I can feel it. But this winter, I really thought like we were going to be able to just like chill and like, make stuff and whatever. And then I realized, no, winter is really tough here because it's off grid. So you're constantly working to keep the warmth. We make all of our own food. And I mean, it's just, we live, off the earth as much as we possibly can. Obviously we're not growing anything here yet. But it's just been such an eye opener. Again, that episode that's on Lula's Life that I just posted, I was just talking about that. It's just, there's so many things that are happening. I can feel it. It's an election year. I feel like we're going to have a female president. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but soon. Um, yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot that's happening. There's a lot. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala like pulls herself away from Joe Biden and runs. I just think there's a lot of interesting things that are going to happen. I think that there's other outside forces that are going to come in. I can feel the energy. Like, some nights it's so clear here, and I just step out onto the deck, and there's so many stars, and I feel them. I feel them like bowing to me, and then I bow to them. Like, I'm just feeling this energy that's just so profound, and I feel more connected now than I've ever felt in my life. And it's because I went to my shadow. It's because these questions, we have to confront ourselves with these questions. We must confront ourselves with these energies and these entities that are coming for us because they're trying to talk to us. Today, I had this moment where, um, oh, by the way, I'm going to put something in the description box and in the comments as well. This amazing meditation that was no accident, but it played on accident, but obviously it wasn't an accident. And I just almost bawled listening to it. I didn't finish it because I was called to start this, but I will put a link below, and I highly recommend you listen to it. It's really amazing. I don't remember why or how I was connected to this channel, but I really love their stuff. And anyway, so I just started to understand this shadow and the light. I also found this musician called Witches, with a Z, Witchz, and they had me do one of my fire scryings with his music, or their music, and it's kind of dark and ominous, but I feel like I need that because I love that part of me. I am a fucking dark witch, I am, but I'm also a very bright light witch as well. And I think that's the whole point, is they're trying to help us to find that, and find that inner, like, what makes you feel like and maybe these questions and these readings will help you to kind of solidify what you already know about yourself, and maybe to hopefully to expand your awareness into who you really are. I'm having the same. There are some clothes in my wardrobe that I don't understand. Like, I'm like, that's interesting. So I'm either going to gift them at some point, or I am going to wear them. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, I feel like that's a different version of me, or maybe a version of myself I had thought of who I was. It's just been really interesting. I just got the chills. So, yeah, I've been seeing all these things recently about aging. A lot of celebrities, they're not coloring their hair. They're like, fuck it. They're like, I'm an actor. Like, I don't need to be a pinup. I don't need to be like whatever. And I just saw something with Jodie Foster, who is like, I swear, my like twin from another life. And I've met her in person, and she's just the most beautiful soul in the world. I feel blessed to have met her. And especially because everyone said I looked like her, and she literally came in and said, and it was like that moment where you're like, oh, thank you. Because we used to get really busy at the place I used to work, and the owner had been there for years, and her production company got all their food there. So like, they were friends. And he's like, you've got to meet my new employee. He's like, she looks like you. He's like, it's crazy. You could be sisters. And so the one day she came in, and I was doing stuff, but I just heard the door open and whatever. And she came in, and I just remember I looked up, and she was like that. And I was like, because I couldn't help it. You know what I mean? It's like, I loved her my whole life. And I named myself Tallulah after a character that she played, from, I think it was called Bugsy Malone or something. Long story short, it was that moment, where you're just like, holy shit. And then she's like, how you doing? And she's like, you must be the one that looks like me. She's like so monotone, but like so joyful and sweet at the same time. It was just, she's very interesting, cool person, just cool energy. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm like, I go, actually, my sister really looks like you. And so I don't know, we just had a great conversation. But anyway, but recently she said, or I saw a quote, I don't know when the quote was, but she said, they said, what's the best thing about turning 60? And she's like, I don't give a shit anymore, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but basically, she just said the best part of turning 60 was she realized that all those things that she cared so much about, like she doesn't care about, like she's so happy to just be who she is. And I think there's something really powerful in that. And that's what spirit is encouraging us. And every time I look at those stars and I see how different they are and the patterns and the places, and I just get excited because I'm like, that's our family. Like those are our people. Earth is not all that there is. The universe is so massive. And Earth is like the planet that everybody loves. We're like that plant that you love and cheer on, that you want to live. You know what I mean? It's like, that's really, I mean, there's something really special about being human and engulfing the energy of shadow and light, and embracing it and not being afraid of it. And if you're afraid of it, then definitely confront it, because that's the whole purpose, is that you're here to confront that which scares you so that you can work through it and evolve, you know. And it is like a video game. There are levels, there are dimensions, there are places. You know, I saw one of the videos for that witches. I kind of got like obsessed with their shorts, and I was watching that because I was really feeling that. I was like, oh, that shadow, I was really feeling it. And I've been, every guy I've ever been with has had some serious fucking shadow. Most of them have had some like pretty hardcore shadow, but it's, you know, it's only grown me as an individual. But as I was like going through them, I started to envision, you know, these different dimensions and these different places, these different planes. And then like one of the videos popped up and it said like, I'm in the 28th dimension or 88th dimension or wherever the fuck, I don't remember. But I was just like, that's so powerful. And I feel like that's spirit, like trying to really like wake us up even more to like how limitless we are. And I feel that 2024 is going to show us that, because, you know, 2024 comes out to the number 8, and 8 is infinity. It's about being limitless. It's about that there are no limit. There are no limits. And people are starting to be confused. I've been there, you know, are you dreaming? Are you in this world, that world? Which dimension? Who are you? What's happening? Yes, it's all happening all at once. And so it's all kind of coming together, and some people can handle it and some people are like, I can't handle it. They don't know how to. And so that is where we, you know, step in and help them, and to guide them to heal themselves. If people say to you, I'm going to heal you, I would fucking walk away, because I cannot heal you. All I can do is help guide you to heal yourself. That is all this is just guidance. That is all of my lifetimes. That is all of the worlds and the dimensions and whatever, blah, blah, blah. That is my purpose, is to walk with you, beside you, underneath you, pushing you up, besides, you know, behind you, pushing you forward, you know, in front of you, protecting you, you know. But I'm here to help guide you to protect yourself. You have so much to give. You have so much to do. And if you found yourself here today, you are a powerful warrior. You are a light worker. And if you are not a light worker per se, then you are someone who lifts up a light worker or many light workers. And your job is just as vital, if not more vital, than any other job on the planet. It's like, you know, when you're watching like a movie or reading a book, or you're hearing a story and they have like tiers, kings, queens, whatever. And they, you know, or like the mafia, right? Where these like, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be the king. I wouldn't be blah, blah, if it weren't for all of these people who help, you know, keep me dressed every day, keep me clean every day, feed me every day, take care of me. You know, it does take a village. And we are here as a village, as a community together on the Magical Medium, on Lula's Life and Baba the Great, right? To inspire, to bring laughter, to bring tears, to bring joy, to bring pain. You know, life is suffering, you know, that's life. That's what all the people say, right? You're up in, you know, April and down in May, right? It's like, I've been up, right? I've been everything. I've been up and down. And that's what we're all realizing. We're all waking up going, holy shit, we've all done this so many times before. However, now Earth has just gone a little off for fucking access because it's been dominated and controlled too long by the dark forces and those who want to control and manipulate and do all these things. And we're like, nope, sorry, not going to happen. Nope. Lots going to happen. People have been strategically put in the politics, and people have been strategically put in all areas of the planet and the universe at this very time to, it takes a fucking village, right? It takes a universe to bring a planet back to where it needs to be. So, with that being said, I'm going to start with reading 1. And the question is, where in life are you suffering from Stinkeye? Okay, 3024. I think I'm going to remember. I always say I'm going to like bring a pen and write down the whatever, but it's all good. So, reading 1, where in life are you suffering from Stinkeye? Like, you know, where are you getting dirty looks? Where are you getting dirty looks? Let's see, first of all, if we want to, I'm going to get Penji, because I know we're going to read from all of these decks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these decks out, and I'm almost positive you're having this one, but I will, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of voices right now. So I just want to confirm, are we going to start with this one right now for this particular? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you guys are my goth kids. I went through that phase. I remember my mom, you know, in like 1985 or 86, I don't remember anymore, 87, somewhere in there. I remember, I'm like, I'm going out, you know, my mom's like, oh, not like that, you're not. And I had black lipstick, and I had a, you know, it was fake, you know, but I had a chain from my nose to my ear, and just tattered clothes. I had a vintage World War II, you know, jacket on, and just black nails and black Converse, and my hair was like 30 feet off my head. You know, and I just was, you know, black eyeliner, like the very, very, very goth. And my mom cried, and she said, "Why do you want to be so ugly?" Why do I want to be so ugly? I was like, this is how I feel. This is what I want to rock right now. I was like, I'm a fucking teenager in the 80s. What do you want from me? It is the birth of that world. You know what I mean? I was like, I couldn't wait. My one friend, we snuck downtown in Chicago. We snuck downtown and went to this club called Medusa's. My friends and I, we all like kind of knew people who knew people who knew people that would like get us into these clubs. We were teenagers, but you know, with all the makeup and all that shit and fake IDs, and and people didn't really care as much back then. But I just remember like that world felt normal to me, you know, like the Dead Kennedys, The Cure, like I could go on and on, you know. Um, uh, I would say Echo and the Bunnymen, but I couldn't tell you one of their songs, but like that band just popped into my head, you know, Sid and Nancy, the Misfits, you know what I mean? Like I just was like, these are my fucking people. I'm like, these are my people. Being the youngest, where I had a perfect, pretty sister, you know, I'm saying that because like that was the imagery that was, you know, I don't know if it was pressed upon her, if it's something she pressed out into the world. I could not speak for her, but in my observance, it was very, you know, we were just, I was born and raised to believe that we were, you know, you should be pretty and perfect and polished. Like my mom said, why do you want to be ugly? Like, why do you want to look like that? You're a beautiful girl. You can, you know, I'm not, you know, this is colored, but my hair was, I was white blonde when I was born. Big blue eyes, you know, very soft skin, you know. I mean, even for years, people would be like, I just want to touch you. Your skin's always so soft. Um, you know, and so to my mom, it was like, why wouldn't you take those attributes and become like the most beautiful woman and, you know, whatever. And I was like, no, I felt like it made me more of a target, and I didn't like that. And I was abused and molested. And so, you know, I don't, it was just, it was very confusing. And when I look at it now, my chart is 70% masculine. So it makes sense that my chart, you know, like that I was feeling more like a tomboy. You know, like I liked being pretty. I liked putting on pretty things and all that, but I was just as happy wearing my fucking rainbow and unicorn sweatshirt, you know what I mean, with my purple jeans. My cousin had a picture up on social media for the longest time of that picture, a picture of a bunch of us when we were kids, our cousins. And I was like, yeah, that's about right. Like that was like my favorite, like that was cool to me, you know. I was like, you know, whatever. But I digress. This is about you. So you know what I mean though? It's like I want you to embrace that though, because there's something, and even if you're like, I don't feel goth, it's not about feeling goth. It's about connecting to that part of you that you get the stink eye, that you're getting the side eye from family, friends. Like maybe it's your behavior, maybe it's, your spiritual practice, maybe it's your job, maybe it's your, significant other. But basically they're saying, where in your life are you suffering from, where people are annoyed by you, you're feeling disapproval from them and you're feeling resentment. Or it could be the other way around, that they're feeling resentment towards you. And like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean, right? Okay, so what is our first card for where in your life are you suffering from stink eye? And any other parts of that question, because I feel like there's more to this. Okay, Spirit. Oh, for some reason, I feel like they wanted me to go this way. So it could even be sometimes that if it's in reverse, not that it has a reverse meaning, but sometimes it's like they're trying to speak to you in that way, if that makes sense. I can feel it coming. I also haven't used this deck in a while. And my hands are kind of small, so. Don't be afraid. I keep hearing you. There's someone in there who's like, I'm afraid. What, dark mirror, what does this mean? If you're new here, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. Look at that. Right when I said that. And look, it's in reverse. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay. So I think I'm going to keep my little magnifiers on because they'll help me to read. And it's getting darker in here, but we'll work with that lighting. Okay. So number 34, atonement. Oh, look at that. Those fucking swords in their back. Yeah, right? I mean, if this doesn't go perfectly with this, I don't even know what does. Where in life are you suffering from stink eye, dirty looks? Like, right? Like, because you got people you got lots of knives in your back. I don't want to speak out of school. I'm going to read from the book, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm getting a gut feeling that a big portion of you are meant to stop talking to your friends and family. Maybe just temporary, it may be permanent. Maybe you've known this for a long time, but you're like, oh, I'll wait till my parents dead, or I'll wait till, blah, blah, blah. No, Spirit is saying there's no more. I just got the chills. I just heard nope, nope. And you know what's interesting? Because I thought it was the last card in the deck. It's the second to the last card. Wait, what did you say? It's 31. I thought it said 34. It's 31, which is also mirrored 13, which is the number of the goddess. I feel like for some of you, it could even be that if it's not that, it's like the divine feminine. It's like it could even be that whenever you try to show your feminine side, whatever you align with, inside, outside, whatever you align with, I get the vibe that your divine feminine, you're not allowing your divine feminine to really come out. You can still be or look or a certain way, and use the divine feminine, right? Like, right, my mom said that I wasn't pretty. I thought I looked fucking cool, and you know what, a lot of guys thought I was hot. The goth guys thought I was hot, right? So do I really fucking care that my mom doesn't think I look pretty because she wants me to be this pretty perfect daughter, in the community, and like she doesn't want people to talk in town that her daughter is this, gross, whatever. It's like when I would say things to her, she's like, "Oh, I never thought of it like that." I'm like, "Oh, you acted like that though." It's like you can tell me whatever, but I'm telling you how I took it. And as most of you, if you're here, you probably have, a sensitive, very, very sensitive, heart. Empaths, sensitives, I'm feeling that. And so you could be telepaths too, that, if you can feel someone's energy, you're basically a telepath in a way. Like you may not know exactly their thoughts, but energy is fucking energy. I am a telepath. So like I hear people's thoughts. I mean, I'm that person, like I would always be like, did you guys hear that? And they're like, no. And it's like me and like my friend, and I'll hear, you're such a bitch or something. And I always use this example because it really has happened to me many times. And then I found out later when I was like working with my different shamans and I was like, trying to figure out like, was I crazy? Was I schizophrenic, or was I really a medium, a true medium? And they're like, sadly, those were your people. Like, yeah, you were hearing their voice, their shadow. You were hearing their shadow. And I was like, well, that's horrible though. I'm like, I don't want to think that that's what they thought of me. And they're like, which is interesting, by the way, because this kind of looks like a spider web right now. And that's from one of my shamans, Layla. And speaking of, interesting how they asked me to make them a coat. And I made them this magical coat, and it was kind of dark and a little wild and twisted and whatever. But in the end, I was like, well, I guess this is what, was meant to be for them. And packed it up and I put it in a card and I mailed it to them. And I didn't hear anything from them. And then they mailed it back to me and said, "This is for you." And it just with a heart and their initials. And I was like, I worked on that for like a year. I hand stitched that. I was like, what? I was so angry. And I didn't realize what she was doing is I was making it for myself. Did you see that? That's cool. Right? So sometimes we don't understand the lesson. We don't understand. And now I have this fucking badass coat. I mean, it's honestly, it's amazing. Every time I wear it, people are like, holy shit. They're like, where'd you get that? I'm like, I made it. And they're like, would you make me one? And I would tell them, like, you couldn't afford it. I'm like, because it took me about 150 hours to make it by hand. So I was like, that's when we were living in a place where I couldn't have my sewing machine out. Anyway, you know, but I was worth that time and energy. And she was trying to show me that I was worth that time and energy. I needed that because so many people in my life, from my family, friends, my coworkers, my boss, you name it, partners, I just always felt this, push to be something else or be something I wasn't. And I feel like in the time that I was wanting to, it was like I experimented and I was myself till I got to a certain point where it was like, it wasn't cute anymore. Or they're like, grow up or be yours, when I would say, this is me, they're like, well, stop being yourself. Like basically is what they're saying. And it just felt like this all the time. And I feel like that's where you guys are. Fuck that. You know why they're annoyed, why they disapprove, and why they resent you? Because they don't have the fucking balls to do it. Now, I love them, and I know eventually they'll find their way, right? But right now, it's like, don't let that seep in. Don't let that come in, because that's their shit. It's not yours. Do what you want to do, be what you want to be. I mean, if you are, born male and you don't want to fully change, but you want to dress like a woman, then fucking dress like a woman, whatever that means. You know what I mean? Right? Like, who fucking cares? Let your freak flag fly. I'm letting my freak flag fly. I've been going through things and I'm like, and I laugh, like sometimes I'm just like really weird. Like I just like walk through the house weird, or I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And I like go into like characters and stuff. And sometimes my husband just looks at me and I'm like, do you think I'm a fucking weirdo? And he's like, yeah. And I go, but do you love it? He's like, yeah. Right? Because you're going to find your person. Stop trying to, maybe for some of you guys, it's a love thing, stop trying to be something that you're not to somebody, because you're not supposed to be that to them. Not only that, but remember that when we outgrow places, people, things, whatever, it's not saying that you don't love them or care about them or that they didn't help you or change you or ground you or shape you. Of course they fucking did, just as you did them. But some things are meant to end. That's it. And some things are meant to continue. Some people are with the same person. They meet in high school and they're with them till they die. And they have the most beautiful life. You know what? Maybe that's what they wanted to do in this lifetime. That was their karma. Everything came their way. You know what I mean? You don't know what the other lives they went through. Or on the opposite, I could be angry at the people who, misused my trust or trespassed against me or whatever. Or I can forgive them for real, right? Like turn the other cheek. Jesus, man. Like, right? Forgive and let it go, because we are all working from our own level of consciousness at any given time. And we are meant to change and evolve and grow and stretch, right? I understand now. When I was younger and my older elders would say, it goes by so fast. And I would see this sadness, right? And now I'm like today, my Aunt Peggy's like, you're 52. When are you going to fucking do it? If not now, when? If not now, when? And I was like, she's right. And so it's like, I feel like this reading, even everything that went down today, like this was all meant to, like, we're all meant to support and love and lift each other up. Not this stink eye. Fuck the fucking stink eye, man. Like, if somebody's giving you dirty looks or shitty looks, that sucks. However, when they do, send them love. And that's hard. I know. It's a practice that's been hard for me as well. But I'm going to tell you something. I really fucking feel better. When I'm feeling negative energy from someone coming towards me, especially as a telepathic medium, sometimes it's like I can have everything, like I've got my barriers up, I've got my people looking out for me or whatever, but there are just those that are really powerful and they are hammering their way through my walls. I can hear them, I can feel them. I'm just like, push back. I'm like, I'm loving you. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you love. Right? Because that's all we can do, is just keep sending each other love. Because what's the opposite? Anger, hate. What does that do? It just grows and festers into more darkness. You know, I mean, I literally had this moment today where I was thinking about this really horrible thing that happened to me. And I'm like, wow, I just walked away from that like nothing happened. But something happened. Something horrible happened to me, you know? There are things that have happened to me that I've never told a soul because I felt like I deserved it. I put myself in that situation. I was reckless. I was careless. I was an addict. I was searching for love in all the wrong places. But I forgive myself and I forgive them. So this says, these have different stages of the moon, and this one is depression and the waning gibbous. It says, accepting the full burden of responsibility, the fair as well as the unfair with no discount. Meaning like, shit fucking happens. It happens to everybody. We're not, you know, you're not going to run away from it. It's not going to happen. You know, everybody has their shit. Everybody has their shit. Everybody. There's this great line in the movie Staying Alive when Finola Hughes and John Travolta are having this like kind of moment, and he's like, so you just used me. And she's like, can you use me? You know, she's like, fuck you. Like she's like, you think you got this star role because you weren't fucking me? She's like, come on, you know? And then he's like, he goes to do something and she pulls back and she goes, everybody uses everybody, don't they? And I always remember that line because I was like, ugh, but she was right. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying like, you know, it's a lot easier to play the victim, you know? But which wolf are you feeding? So I'm going to turn this light on because it's literally like so small, the writing, I could barely see it. Okay, so the visual seed is, I'm going to hold this card up. I'm going to be saucy and do this all at once because I have awesome abilities. Okay. Okay, here we go. The visual seed is a woman with long wet hair stares at the haze of a rising sun. Ooh, by the way, do you see how the light is going up like the bat signal and it looks like a heart and she's going up into the sun? What? Spirit is the best. That's awesome. Okay. So a woman with long wet hair stares at the haze of a rising sun. Her top is naked, but we can see only her back. Many swords pierce her body, but no blood is shed. She opens her arms and droplet of water fall from her hands. Okay. And the sentence is, now this is from another language, so sometimes I have to like kind of translate a little bit more. So it says, accepting pain is a way to survive the pain. Not all things burn, but some should. Do you get that, right? Some things, some people, some places should burn away. That's what we were saying. They need to burn away. They cannot stay because they've outplayed their welcome, right? Outplayed instead of outstayed, but you know what I mean? So the Going Dark says, atonement is about paying the bills, unadulterated, unfiltered, not negotiated. It is about full and open acceptance of consequences, right? This could be karma too. Oh, this kind of, doesn't that kind of look like a waning gibbous moon now? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Very interesting. Although I guess now it would be more like a waning crescent because it's almost going into a new moon, but still very kind of cool. I'm feeling you guys. I'm feeling your energy. You guys are very witchy. Okay, so it is about full and open acceptance of consequences and a little more. It is also about paying for the price of others, letting go of all the ifs and buts and taking it all in, whether it's ours to take or another's to shoulder. If you have a piece of what puts you at fault, normally, you would try to separate it and weigh it evenly with what makes the other at fault and with what you made it. See, sometimes I'm like, hold on, let me read this and like see if I can translate it. Okay, so they're kind of saying like, interesting that we talk about Stinkeye, because I almost feel like they're trying to say like, karma isn't about an eye for an eye, right? Karma is like all the good you do, it comes back to you, period. So it will just naturally outweigh, whatever shadow induced karma you put out there. Now, mind you, you're also supposed to put that shadow karma out there to teach you the lessons. Nobody escapes it, right? Like as they say, nobody gets out here alive. So, you're not gonna, I feel like it's almost like you're trying to be perfect, like, right, unadulterated. Um, you're like, I'm paying the bills, like and they're like, yeah, are you though? Um, they want you to be unfiltered and no negotiations, no worrying about the ifs or the buts, or the right, like just being who you are. That's what they were saying. This is so powerful. Okay, so yeah, a little for a little, but it rarely does. But rarely does it move anything forward. Sometimes we need a clean slate, and it's done by going through it all, paying more than is due to create closure for yourself, for others. You take the dark in so that others can stay in the light, even if they don't deserve it, even if you don't think you deserve it. Because it said, even if you don't deserve it, but Spirit wanted me to say, even if you think you don't deserve it, because you do. Any more from this deck? Yeah, I was feeling that too. Wow, that's interesting, you guys. So let's see if we have anything. Whew, that's intense. Do we want to read from any other decks for this question right now? Any decks that are on my lap? This one? Ooh. Oh, the one that was there that you asked me to pull already? Okay, so this this one, interesting. Okay, I just want to make sure. There's a lot of people, a lot of reading. Okay, do we want to speak about this card? In both upright and reverse? Do we want to pull any more cards from this deck right now? Okay. Are there any other cards in that area that you want me to pull out right now to go with this card? From the Answer is Simple. Energy deck. Any of these other decks over here? No? Okay. Wow, there's a lot going on. Do we want to take anything from this pile? Okay, anything more from this pile here? Seasons of the Witch. I kind of felt that too. All right. Anything else besides the Seasons of the Witch in that pile? Okay. All right, Seasons of the Witch it is. I almost feel like these are all just meant to kind of come together. Okay. Ooh, I feel like it's, ooh, that fairy card doesn't want to be in there. Okay. So do we want to go to this one? Okay. Let's see what we got here. We got fairy cards in here. Holy shit, you guys. What do you have going on? What's going on? Let's see. Oh gosh, this is only reading one and we're almost at an hour. Holy crap, holy. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. Any of these? Okay, both? Okay. Oh yeah, that was pretty. Do we want any of these? Ooh, okay. Hold on. I felt like the moon cards or, no, okay. This one, okay. This one, no. No. Okay. I feel like somebody needed to see this. Like, if that's how you feel you are, be that. If you want to dress in gowns every day, you know what I mean? Gosh, there's so many people with channels and people are showing each other. Like, yeah, it's not just cosplay. I dress like this every day. I love when I go into the store and I see people dressed like they're, going to, be in a show. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm like, that's who you are. That's awesome. Like, I think that, honestly, I think it's like I wish that was like that when I was a kid. That's what I'm saying, So anyway, so we have, this is from, I didn't bring the book in. I don't think I brought the book in for this one. Hold on. Is there anything else in this pile, in that pile for this reading right now? Okay. So it's called the Crystal or something Oracle. I can't, my brain's too full right now. But anyway, It has, each card has a snowflake on it, and it's because snowflakes are one of a kind. And these are actual images of a snowflake. And that's what Spirit wants you to see, is that snowflakes are one of a kind. They have done so many studies on them, and they're like, it's literally uncanny. And they said it makes them realize like how infinite the universe is, right? Like how infinite the universe is, that there are how many snowflakes falling from the sky, and they've never been able to record one that looks exactly the same as another one. Oh, when I said that, a bunch of snow just fell from the trees, you know, so that's powerful, and that's you. And so this is the power card, and it's about love and thanks. So Spirit wants you to remember your power, remember your love, and your gratitude. I feel like for some of you, you're not bringing the gratitude in as much as Spirit would like you to, you know, and it's not a tongue lashing. It's more just like, you know, if you're, look at that, if you're grateful, if you live in gratitude, the universe wants to give you more. If you're like, I deserve this, blah, blah, yes, you do deserve it. But if you're like, oh, thank you so much, I do deserve this, I worked hard for this, thank you. That's different than being like, I deserve this and no gratitude, right? It's like they're trying to say, like, separate that energy. Okay. So let me see. I'm just going to put these in order, unless, do you want me to put them in a different order? This way? No, this way? This way. Okay. Ooh. So the next one is Yule log. That's why I pulled some of these cards from the Yule, from the, what's the name of it? Seasons of the Witch. And it's the Yule deck. So this is before Yule and during Yule and Christmas that I pulled these cards. So that's why I just, and the moon cards, I just felt with the full moon right after Christmas, you know. So this one says, I don't think they're going to have me go into the books unless they ask me to. This is number 44, which is also number 8. We've been talking about that. 2024 is an 8 year. This is the year. If not now, when? So it says, insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy. I am God, I am goddess, I am creation and the creator. Yes, you are the divine. You are the divine. You are the masculine. You are the feminine. You are the divine. You are the divine. Right? But we still think we are all one. We don't know where we start or where we end. It's like the chicken and the egg, right? Of course, there's got to be some creator, right? But I don't know. We don't really know. We only know what we feel or what we think or what we believe to be true, but we don't really know. But what we do know is that in this world, you're being guided by the divine, but you are the creator. You get to decide what you want to be in this life. You get to decide what you want to look like, where you work, who you hang out with, everything. You get to decide, okay? Because you are also, look at this. You got another one. You're one of a kind. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to research dolphin spirit animal and work with the dolphin. One of my spirit animals, when I first started working with the underworld, because that's where the spirit animals come from. And when I first started working with the underworld, a dolphin came to me. His name was Alan. And then I had a friend who had a dolphin ring who was like, you need to have this ring. Like, I'm supposed to give this to you. And I'm like, shut up. Like, it was crazy. So work with the dolphin. You can even work with Alan. He's really awesome. He's a great spirit guide. Very playful, very, very funny, but very wise. So research and work with the dolphin spirit animal. You can just, you know, put in dolphin spirit animal, dolphin spirit medicine, whatever feels good. Okay. So now here we go. We have got the 10 of chalices. The 10 of chalices. I know that I don't have the best lighting or whatever. Oh my gosh, these birds are loving you guys. They're just going nuts. And if you're in a place where you can feed the wildlife in the winter, please do that. They need your help. You know, sometimes they can't find the food or they're too tired or, you know, whatever. So I am going to read from the book, even though we know 10s are about completion, endings, things like that. I find this one interesting because I almost feel like this feels like a third party, even though it looks like, oh, they, you know, found their true love and everything's great. I've always looked at this as like a spirit guide, but for the first time today, I feel like I'm looking at that as like, it could be, so I was looking at it as a third party, but also what I just heard is it could be for some of you, the third party is you lost somebody. you lost your significant other and you have been feeling guilty about getting into a relationship with someone else. And I'm hearing, do not. This love is waiting for you. And it could even be that like your higher self is trying to push you to this love and get you out of a love that, you're trying to convince yourself is the love. And they're like, that's not the one for you. Trust me, my husband and I, we go back and forth and we push and pull our relationship backward and forward until the point that we're like, okay, what feels good? What doesn't feel good? I'm coming forward now. And right now we're in a love bubble. Love bubbles are awesome, but next week, who knows? But that's what relationships are. That's life. Things go up, things go down. So the upright meaning says there is finally an overarching sense of harmony in your life. Yay! Though the journey has been long, you have materialized your hopes and desires in ways you may not have expected. You may not have gotten everything that you wanted, but you have found love and fulfillment in the relationships you have built along the way. The reverse meaning is there is something barring the road to complete happiness. You are close to fulfilling your wishes, but you have neglected to tie up a few loose ends. You cannot fully enjoy your achievements because there is lingering regret and discord. Reappraise your accomplishments and take stock of where your agency was either honored or thwarted. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, also, we have these views of what we think things are going to be like and then what they actually are. And I'm hearing from spirit, like, don't be attached to the outcome. That's been a big one for me too. Because when you attach yourself to the outcome, you limit yourself, and spirit is always going to write it 100 times better than you possibly could. You co-wrote this. Remember that. You co-wrote this. Look at this. Remembrance. Yeah, remember who you are. Remembering. Number 29, which is also number 11, it says, oh, how the glimmer in the darkest of sights, never forgotten, never still, yet pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night. Still, and look she's shrouded like a ghost. It's like she's like a ghost in her own life. I feel a real strong feminine. So this could be, it doesn't matter what you align with. It's I'm hearing for some of you, it's like you're shrouding your divine feminine. It's like you're shrinking for somebody. And they're like, remember who you are. That song, Cinderella's Dead? I forgot I was a bad bitch. Habit or something, breaking all the rules because they were only habits. Cinderella's dead now, casket. She's like, you thought the shoe fit, but she's like, I forgot I was a bad bitch, right? So if you're cowtailing, as they say, I don't know that sailing, I don't know why that just came into my head. Maybe somebody said that to you, but if you're trying to change for somebody else, they're like, no, and it's always going to end badly. And if you keep, trying to get them to be where you are, you'll know. I've had situations where I was like, I really thought that a certain person was, this or that, or I really thought they were going to change, or I really thought, and I just kept saying no until, even with my husband, we did that for each other. We just kept saying no until it was a real yes, a true yes. Do you know what I mean? A true yes, not just a maybe, or not just a, oh, if I can change them, or if they'll change, because the truth is, sometimes you're meant to stay there together and evolve and expand each other, like he and I have in other relationships. And sometimes it's like, no, you're literally holding you and them back from the person that they're supposed to be with in any situation, or a job. Like if you're holding on to a job, maybe that person's just sitting there and fucking in unemployment, miserable because they're waiting for you to just get the fuck out of that job and go do what you really want to do, or what you were meant to do. So look at this, another one in Shroud. Okay, you guys, this is fucking crazy. I haven't looked at this deck in a long time. Gratitude. Did we not just say the thank you? So I feel like for some of you, the gratitude's a big thing. You really need to say thank you, and, blessing and praying over your food and saying, thank you, spirit. And thank you for every living being that ever gave anything, to, you know what I mean? It's like that stuff makes a difference. I'm telling you. Number 18, which is also the number 9. All that I am and all that I'll be, forever in gratitude, I'll eternally be. So also look at how they're looking towards the light. Interesting too that right now, like I'm looking at snow. I'm in lockdown for Snowmageddon. So where I live, right? So interesting that this is coming in right now because it's not really about Yule. It's just about like winter. And no matter where you are, obviously in the southern hemisphere, you're in summer, but it's about being in the hermit energy of like winter. So I'm feeling like for some of you guys, those are her praying hands. You guys, for some of you guys, your hands on healers. Do your hands get real hot naturally? You're probably a natural Reiki, but I'm feeling like for some of you, you're meant to heal with your hands. And that's why get out of that fucking job. You're miserable. You know, if you can't wear what you want to wear, be who you want to be, right? Like if you can't be who you are at your job, then that fucking kills your essence and kills that part of you every single day. Get out. Trust me from personal experience. I had to. I was like, I was like, I'm literally dying. I felt like I was dying all the time, which is good, right? Because that means that a rebirth is on the way. So, I mean, really? Come on. Another one. There are other cards you're going to see. But I mean, now look at how how those were like in light and this one's in shadow with 3 candles. So I feel like 3 might mean something to you too. Or it could be, ooh, like this. I'm like, I have to get it because it's too like close. I mean, interesting. What did I say about a third party? Could even be at your job, you know? I don't know. I feel like for some of you, it's love and relationship. For some of you, it's work, and some of you, it's family. So it's just really, you know, a lot of people watch these, so it's hard to, you know, do a mass. But that is really fucking interesting. And this says turning inward. And what I just say about being in the hermit. Number 40, which is also 4 is about balance. It's about getting your groove back, right? Stella, how Stella got her groove back. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to watch the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back. That's a great movie. Angela Bassett. Ugh. Inside this veil of bone and flesh, I lay my soul to sleep. All the truths within thy breath have come to greet me. What? Yeah, dude. Because when you go inward, that's where you really find your shadow. I'm telling you. And some people are there to poke you, poke you, poke you, poke you, right? But they're also there to help teach you to not let that affect you, right? The triggers, the bullets, the, you know, whatever. I feel like you guys got a lot of stuff to work through. That's very interesting. Even in their outfits, right? Like his outfit's more dark and hers is more light. That's very interesting. There's something going on with that. I keep feeling a third party. Also, the way that she's like blocking. See how she's blocking? Look at my middle finger. And like, fuck you. But not to you guys, but like, I feel like the energy is like, she's like, no, you can't. It's like they're blocking whoever this person is, this shadow person, or this phantom person that maybe is in your past, or somebody that you want that you're never supposed to be with. Maybe their past life, you can't let it go. Let it go, because let it go, let it go. Because they're blocking your happiness. See the castle back there, and even the moon. Like the full moon is about celebration and blessings. So I feel like, you know, there's something, and it could be you. It could be you stopping it, you know, but it could also be an actual person. That's very interesting. And this one was upside down, but look at, we got more candles. Here is the light. So it's about balance, right? Number 4. And so the light is 2. Oh, interesting. And this is 4. So 2 is half of 4, right? 4 is half of 8. So 8 was coming into your reading, and 2 is half of 4. And that's also about having the yin and the yang, right? Like the light and the shadow, and balancing it and bringing it together, because you are both light and shadow. And it's okay to be that. And that's what Spirit's trying to tell you. Like, you know, I feel like I kept trying to go one way to be more in the light, to be more like my fairy, you know, and I was like, yay, I'm a happy person. But I'm also like, I'm going to, you know what I mean? But there's also this dark side of me that was bred, and all those horrible things did happen so that I could experience them, and that I can also hold space for you right now and let you know that, you know, I'm okay. But I did realize today that I have more healing to do there. Right? So this one says, light, number 20. Hope is but a word casting the unseen. Let there be light where light is but a dream. So in this, what I feel like, yes, like hope and love, right? Forgiveness. We've been talking about that. And I feel like that's going to be really vital for you guys. And first, the very first person you have to forgive is yourself, for whatever it is. It's different for all of you guys. And your last card is New Moon in Leo. I swear I was feeling a lot of fire energy for you guys. I was feeling actually one of our members in particular. Actually, I felt like a lot of you guys during this, that some of you I know like one-on-one, we've done a lot of work together one-on-one, but definitely for one of you. So when I saw the Leo, I was like, what? So confidence is the key to your success, the new moon in Leo. So we just had the first new moon a few days ago, also in real time, today's the 17th, which the whole, the whole date comes out to the number 8. So yes, this is your year, but you got to use this energy. You got to use the energy. Also, we're about to go into the year of the dragon, and the dragon, research the dragon spirit medicine. You guys, you have a lot of homework, you have a lot of things to do, but you're going to get through it. And where in life are you suffering from Stinkeye? Only you know. So until next time, all of my information is on this channel and on Lula's Life. And if you'd like to book time with me, you can reach out through magicalmedium@gmail.com. And it's not the magical medium, it's just magicalmedium@gmail.com. I believe I may have it in the description. If not, you can always message, like under the reading in the comments, you can be like, can I get your email address again? And for those of you who have my, I still have lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com, magicalmedium@gmail.com, and it's magic with a K the old way. And I had the magical medium, but it literally like shut down itself. And then like I tried to retrieve it with Google, and they're like, we don't know what is going on. It's so weird. And I'm like, I guess they just want magical medium. So I was like, that's cool. So if you tried to email me there and I never responded, I can't even get into it. It's a long story. So there's that. And yeah, so you can email me, but I still have lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com as well. And I changed my number in recent years, so I don't know what number you would have, but if you have my most recent number in the last year or so, I still have that number. So you can reach out if you would like to do some one-on-one work with me. I am on a donation basis, and I do a minimum of $50 because I feel like that's fair. And, I charge $100 an hour, but I also go by donation because not everybody has that at the time, and I do not deny anybody. The only time I deny, and if I tell you no, it could be because you need to go on the path by yourself. Or it could be that not at this time, like you have more things that you need to work on before you work with me. And I also do where you can do like a monthly thing. And if you do a monthly, like we do a monthly check-in, we do like one-on-one spirit work. If you feel like you need that, it's like therapy, right? It is therapy. It's spiritual guidance. And I work with all different methods and modes, and I'm a Reiki, yada, yada, yada. So if you would like that, then reach out and we will go from there. Okay, and if you would like to donate to this channel as well, all the links are below. And if not, it is always appreciated, but never, ever expected. This is part of my work here on earth, and I know that you're sending me good energy for this reading today. Even sending a prayer, just staying in a high vibration is payment enough. All right, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. Blessed be. Okay, so welcome reading 2. I apologize for the darkness. I live off the grid, so it's really just about the messages, isn't it? So reading 2, your question is, where do you feel less than or better than those around you? That is very interesting. I find that a very interesting thing because it's like, you know, if we're like feeling jealous or envious or all that, it's just really a reflection of ourselves. It's really just saying like that we don't feel good about ourselves, right? So let's see. So this says, of course, I did that. There's so many different decks here. I'm kind of like, what? Because, so I'm just asking them if they want us to kind of, because it says, where do you feel less than or better than those around you? But I kind of felt like when I was reading it, I felt like it kind of went like 2 forks down the road kind of thing. So let's find out. Let's find out where and how and why you are feeling this. So I pulled a bunch of different things. We're going to be pulling from some cards I already like pulled for all the readings, and I don't know which one you're going to get. And some they had me pull more new in. So we'll just go from there. Okay. So let's see what messages. Oh, this one just popped out, and this is a fairy card, and I apologize for the darkness. Ooh, upside down. This card has been coming out so much. Now, because this is through YouTube, I can't really get it more into focus. I'll read it for you though, but there's the imagery. And let's see. Maybe I've never done this before. This is new. This is my first pick a reading for the year, and we live off grid, and my studio, it's just too cold. We're in Snowmageddon right now. So I'm in lockdown, so I apologize that it's not as, if you watch my other readings, you understand that this isn't the way, if you're new here, this isn't the way it normally goes. So this is the Prince of Autumn, and autumn is also fire. So like if you're looking, or wands in the tarot, okay? So this is dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. I feel like we are going to pull your cards because this came through too. Let me get in here so you can kind of see it. Do you see this moon card? See a little face on the moon? This came through too. And that feels like a waning crescent. Oh, look at what's on the back. Snap. So take a screenshot of this. And you know what I'll do is I'll put them in the description box and in the comments. And if I forget, please feel free to say, hey, Lula, you forgot, can you get those questions? Because I feel like you guys are meant to work with these questions. And I know that I don't have the best handwriting, but I will read them to you. The first one is, it's so funny because this is a pick a reading with questions. And then you get like, ooh, all your cards just fell. I'm just going to fall on the floor. And then you get 5 more. So that's interesting. So what is going on with you guys? Okay, so where are you feeling less than, or this is interesting. Okay, so number 1 is, what do I want? And Spirit is saying, put it out into the universe and then let it go and let it manifest. Number 2, what is my purpose? And they say, it's kind of like, what's my destiny, mama? Right, from Forrest Gump. So what is my purpose is number 2. Number 3, what am I grateful for? And if you were drawn to reading 1, we spoke about gratitude in there. You may want to go watch that reading. Number 4, who am I, as Zoolander would say. And number 5, what is my ego identity? Interesting that you had the Life is Simple deck. So this, I feel like, is your culmination card. So I'm going to hold this with the Prince over here for a minute because I feel like we're meant to, you guys have a lot going on. And, I haven't done readings in a minute. So I feel like this is kind of like their way of like telling you, you got a lot of work to do. And there's nothing negative about having a lot of work to do. Sorry, my granny's cracked on the side, so they keep falling off. I feel like I want to like kind of get back and get cozy with you guys. I have this candle here that's kind of driving me crazy. Okay, so I'm going to put these out here. I mean, right? You don't really need to see me, do you? Okay, so I'm going to put this here because I feel like there's a story. There's a story there. And I'll go forward and show you guys the cards. But I feel like they want me to do it this way, so I'm going to do it this way.
So because there's different decks and different cards, I'm going to shuffle. Hold on, these are sticking to each other. Stop sticking to each other, cards. Sometimes, you know, the temperatures, when they change, ooh, this one's up, so I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, ooh, this one just popped out. Any other? Oh, that one flew out, so I'm going to say no. That one flew down, but both of these are face down, so I'm going to keep those over here with this one. It's like, I feel like I'm playing like Tetris or something with your, not with your life, but with your story. Kind of like, I feel like that's what you need right now. I feel like you're like, yeah, put it together. Hi. I feel like you're like, yeah, put it together. Because I feel like some of you are just really, I'm feeling a lot of fairy energy because we're using the fairy tarot. So I'm definitely feeling a lot of, ooh, look at that. Did you see it? The way those just flew out? I'm going to take that as well. Is there any in here that don't want to be in here? Okay, no, this one wants to go here. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, you may want to go watch reading 1. I think that might be it with that. Okay, at least they're having me set it down for now. And then what about this one? I know they said, okay. Oh, have you guys been feeling falcon energy or falcon medicine? Are we doing any tarot here right now? No, not that one. Okay. So now we're going to go into the Dark Mirror Oracle. I know this isn't your typical reading, but I oddly kind of like it because I've been talking about how Spirit wanted me to come on here and do this, but I was like, I don't have the right lighting and we're low on candles right now and I don't know how much longer we're going to be in this lockdown, so I could have just lit my whole fucking room with candles. It would have been amazing, but you know. Okay, so this is really cool how this is happening. All right, we got that one there. And now let's pull from this deck. Wow, I'm already starting to kind of see what's happening here. Interesting. Oh, okay. So I'm feeling right away, like just looking at this, I'm feeling a lot of relationship energy, love relationship energy, lots of love and relationship energy. I can't bring the camera because I have to keep it in the window because I don't have room on my phone, so I had to go into the live mode. All right, do we have any more messages from the energy oracle? Do we have any messages from the energy oracle for reading 2? And they want me to read the question again. Okay. Where do you feel less than or better than those around you? So obviously there's somewhere in your life you're feeling like people are better than you, and in some places in your life you feel like you're better than other people. This is very, very interesting. Okay, all right, okay, I see where this is going. Holy shit, all right. I was really not concerned like in a bad way, but I was like, how big is this reading gonna be? Because I was like, you just had so many decks and so many cards, but I haven't done one of these readings in a long time where I pulled out this many. This may not be the one I want me to pull out next. I get the vibe. You want me to pull from this one? No? Okay. Let me see. I have the full fairy deck in here. I just want to make sure before I... Okay. Oh, wow, that one flew out. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, do we want any spirit animals? Nope. Okay, we're gonna leave that out. I don't think we are getting any from there. And this is from my deck. I have my own homemade deck. What's this? Hold on. Oh, okay. These are just the books. I have my own homemade deck here. So let's see. Do we have any messages for reading 2? Where do they feel less than or, oh, okay. Or where do they feel superior, basically? Okay. Any messages for reading 2, Spirit? Any messages for reading 2? Okay. My deck is made, this is my deck, and it's made out of index cards. So sometimes they stick together and I have to really, oh, okay. I forgot about that one. Okay. So this one just came out. Okay. All right. Interesting. So we've got like relationship love, and then we have like unrequited love here too. Very, very interesting. Okay. I don't know who the unrequited is. Also, I have a month here, June. Okay. 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 All right. You know what? We are going to set these aside. Do we want all of these right now? Okay. Do we want any more than that? Are there any other cards? I have to really I close my eyes anyway, but I definitely do on my own deck because I can almost feel some of them because, you know, they've gotten like a little janky over the years. Well, I've only had it, I made it like a year and a half ago, I think. Okay, there's that one. This one is calling to me too. And I think that's it. That's it for my deck. Okay. So we'll put that away. Wow, you guys have a lot of cards, but you know what? I feel like this is a really cool story, and I feel really blessed. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. Okay, and then the last deck. So we've got Dark Mirrors deck, Energy deck. We've got the Answer is Simple deck. We've got the Birds of the Oracles. We've got Enchanted Unicorn Oracle, Dark Mirror. What did I say? Energy. I think that's it. That's it. Okay. Do we want to pull any from this deck? If we do, I feel like it might be at the end. Okay, it's moving to the side, so I'm just going to let that be. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. So this card was in reverse, but I'm going to turn it upright, but we'll talk about that. And they had me put it in this order. And also, this card is in reverse. Interestingly enough, the two cards that are in reverse are on top of, are above, and you know what I mean? Like one's on top and one's on the bottom. So they're right below, they're right there with each other. And this is over here, and I feel like this almost feels like your outcome. So I'm going to leave these over here. So first of all, we start with the Prince of Autumn and we end with the Seven of Autumn, and both of them are masculine energy. So that's very interesting. So let's look at the beginning and let's look at the end. So the Prince of Autumn is dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. And then the end is Seven of Autumn. Have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. Okay. So the next card we have is Ace of Winter. And it says, don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. Then the next one is the Four of Winter, and they're in a slumber. They're like underground, right? Like they're in hibernation, and it says set aside your concerns for now. Also, I want to say in the Ace of Winter, there's a tiger in there and a princess. What I'm going to do is when I'm done with this, I'll show you all the cards. Like when we're done, I'll like go through them so you can see the imagery of them. And if Spirit calls me to, I'll take pictures for you and put them, you know, somewhere on my page or in the community section or something. But in the Ace of Winter, it's a tiger. It's a white tiger with blue eyes walking with a fairy. She looks like she's probably like in her early teens, not quite, maybe 14. And she's got fairy wings. She's in purple, a very royal outfit. And then the next one, it's like it could be her actually, but she's like in her pajamas, in a slumber. She's sleeping like underneath the snow. She's hibernating. And it says, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep, or a vacation. Interesting. Then the next one is number 31, which also mirrors the number 13. And 13 is all about the divine feminine energy, but it also is the number 4. So we've got a 4 here, a 4 here. And, you know, 4s are all about finding your balance. So it could be that, you know, it's because it's saying don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. I'm feeling like you guys are like, you're at the beginning of something, but they're saying you still need to go inward and do like a little more research or do a little more soul searching before you embark on your journey. And during that time in the lockdown, they want you to keep dancing. You know, for some of you, I feel like dance is really like an outlet for you. There's also a pair here. And when I see like that kind of thing, actually, you know what? I could show you guys the cards. I just realized. So there's the Prince of Autumn. There's the Ace of Winter. Okay, cool. I didn't know that you'd be able to see that. Okay. And then there's the Four of Winter, right? Like she's in her little slumber. It kind of hurts my back to do that, so I'm going to only do it so much, you know. Um, so this is really, really interesting. But they wanted you to see this because for some of you, like you've wanted to do like some type of couples dancing. I just saw something recently where um, it was this dance movie and they had like different couples and they're like, oh, how did you guys meet? Or blah, blah, blah. And they're like, actually, you know, I'm single, he's divorced, he's recently divorced, you know, blah, blah, blah. We met at a dance class and then they were paired up because they were singles, right? And then they ended up competing. They were really good together. So it could even be something like that. Like maybe, you know, everybody's form of slumber or the hermit mode is different. You know, maybe for you, it's a when it says don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately amazing new ideas that should be implemented. Some people get their best ideas when they're creating or get creative ideas when they're doing something they love, like dancing, you know, like it'll like bring out something else in that person or bring out, you know, they're like, oh, or you start talking to people and you get, you know, like, so it's the hibernation could just be like maybe hibernating from certain things in your life, like maybe certain things that aren't serving you anymore. Because I really feel like for some of you, like a dance class would be really good. And that would be a way of like, you know, going inward and working because it says here, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep, or a vacation. So a vacation, you know what I mean? Exactly. And it could be sleep. For some of you, it could just be, you know, you needed more self-care, right? It could be the self-care. Um, but I also think it's interesting that it says set aside your concerns for now and you can make a decision later. I feel like for some of you, there's something that you have to do or you feel like you have to do. And Spirit's saying you don't have to do it right now though. You know, like, you know, we're in the Northern Hemisphere, so we're in winter, but even I always feel like even Southern winter or summer, you know, either way, I always feel like winter and summer are like those months where we like kind of more work on ourselves or we, you know, have more fun or more rest. And then we plant our seeds in the spring. We're busy, we're getting ready. So, you know, then in the summer, you just have to kind of keep up with the garden, right? You know, can't really do anything else. You have to, right? You plant your seeds, you put out your manifestation, just like they said in that one question, right? And then you put it, what did that say? What do I want? You put out your manifestation and you wait for it to grow. You don't keep digging up the seeds to see if they're growing. You just wait for them to grow and wait until they start popping through the, you know, through the soil. Then it's like, yay, you know, like how exciting, right? You're like, it's finally here. But in the summer, you just got to keep watering it. And then in the fall, when it's finally ready, we harvest. So what it's like, you could just be in that form in your life right now. It's like the seasons are there to help us and guide us through that, but you can be going through winter and summer, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So, interesting. Okay, so then the next one is the peregrine falcon. That's why I asked you guys if you guys had been seeing any falcons or birds. That one's a little bit harder. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, and this one says, seize the moment in life and love, seize the moment in life and love or lose it forever. Yes, seize the moment. That's interesting. So interesting how it says don't be deterred by challenges, then it says set aside your concerns for now, and then this one says seize the moment. That could be really, really confusing, right? So that's why we're going to look at more cards because I can kind of see where this is going. So the peregrine falcon is underneath the Prince of Autumn. And I find that interesting because the Prince of Autumn says cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. I feel like this is an actual person. So this is either you or this is someone in your life. And when I think of Prince, I think of somebody who's like not quite the king, right? Like they're not quite, they're still young. They haven't fully like grown into like who they're going to be. And it doesn't, age is just a number. You know, this just could be somebody who is dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous. They're wonderful, right? But also it says cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. So this could be all the things that this person is, and this person could be you. But it also could be for you to have cautious and wise action. Because right after I said that about the Prince of Autumn, dependable, whatever, and the autumn is fire, so it could be a fire sign. I heard like cautious but wise action against them. And not against them, but you know what I mean? Like for you to have cautious and wise action with this person. Um, and then it says meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. So it could even be like, like my mom always says, like, people, when people show you who they are, believe them. When people tell you who they are, believe them, right? Because a lot of light workers and people, and I'm sure if you're here, you are, we want to change people. We want so bad, like, because we see the light in them. We see the shadow, but we also see the light. And so we want that light to grow. But, if they're still in Prince mode, I don't care if they're fucking 19 or they're 50 or they're 80, they're still immature. I mean, I've literally at this point now, I've worked with and read for so many people over the last decade and all different age groups. And I can tell you right now, age really is a number. Because I have dealt with people who are so wise at such young age, and people who are so, an elder, and it's like there's nothing you say is going to get through, because they're stuck in their ways. So, I feel like whoever this person that you're dealing with, it's like I just feel like they're really immature. And I feel like for some of you it could be you, but it's because this is the Prince of Autumn. It's your divine masculine that keeps thinking that you are this person, or like maybe on the outside you're dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous, but actually they probably should be a little cautious, right? Because you're not paying attention to detail, you're flying all over the place, you're like a bull, and you're being kind to others, but like not really. And it could be because if you're going through your shadow, so interesting that is the peregrine falcon is right below that, and that says seize the moment in life and love or lose it forever. So maybe this is what they're saying, like, use it or lose it, like, and that could be the energy with this person. But it could just be other things in this reading, right? Seize the moment in life and love or lose it forever. Because I feel like this one that says set aside your concerns for now, you can make a decision later. I feel like for some of you, you feel like you need to make a decision, but I'm getting this urgency of that. But I also am getting this very grounded, stoic energy of you that's like, you know deep down that you need to just fucking stop, right? What's the old saying? When you don't know what to do, do nothing. So get in creative mode, right? Don't be deterred by challenges for being creative either. Use what you got. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately too. I feel like for some of you, because a lot of these cards, I'm seeing one person. I'm feeling, except for the dancing card so far. And I feel like even the moon, right? Like it's like he's kind of somber. It's like the end of a cycle. So it could even be for some of you guys like this new moon cycle. A lot of times people build things up to like it's the first moon of 2024. It's the new moon in Capricorn, blah, blah, blah. But also Capricorn's an earth energy, and right now we in real time it's the 17th, and so we are in earth energy, but we're going to be moving into air, into Aquarius, even though it looks like water because they call him the water bringer, the water bear. We're going to be going into air. So I feel like right now Spirit's trying to get you to be grounded, which is why, look at, they're like sleeping like underground. So, it's like that kind of saying, I keep hearing from somebody, hurry up and wait. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. But in the meantime, use these amazing new ideas. They're saying they should be implemented. But just communicate clearly and accurately to people what you need. Maybe you say like, I need a lot of alone time right now. It's nothing personal. You can say it with love, right? So underneath the Ace of Winter is number 22, I won't cry for you. Okay, and I don't know who created this deck, like the artist, like I don't know who they are, but tell me this picture. Well, actually, look at it first. I'm going to try and get up closer. Look at it first. And tell me it doesn't look like Taylor Swift. I feel like that looks like Taylor Swift every time I see this card. But see how she's crying blood? Number 22. And what is 22? The number 4. The balance is off in your relationships, in your life. Like something is off. And only you know, right? Because it's individual for each of you guys. So look at that. I almost threw the moon thing in your questions like they don't mean anything. But they do. They do mean something. Interestingly, too, that we have kind of 5 piles here. So I almost, ooh, you guys, your reading's getting really in depth. Okay, so let me finish and then we're going to go back and wow, this is really amazing. Okay, so number 22, which is also number 4, but it's 22, right? Like it's cut in half, almost like you feel like you're cut in half. And interesting, like that she's under the Ace of Winter. But when you look at it like this, look at how strong and vibrant she is with when she's starting out, right? Like with the tiger. Hold on. She's like so strong. She's like starting out, but then she's like this. So what's up with that, right? What's up with that? And I don't always do my readings like this, this kind of like, everybody's got their own style, but I'm really, really feeling like that this was all meant to go like this. So I won't cry for you. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. I'm feeling like for some of you, it's like, yeah, it's a breakup. A breakup is imminent. It just is. One of the first cards I pulled from my deck was the love card, and I have love in there in different colors to, denote like different types of relationships. And the first one I pulled out was love in red. To me, that's a sexual, like that's an intimate relationship with somebody. Of course, this could be with somebody that it's not. I'm just saying, like some of the things I'm saying could apply to that, but I'm saying there's definitely something in there. And I feel like this one where it's saying, I won't cry for you. I keep hearing, don't cry for me, Argentina. And it looks like she has something in her hand. Oh, she's got a drop of blood in her hand. Yeah, she seriously looks like Taylor. That's crazy. So the fact that it's under the Ace of Winter, I feel like this is new. It's about new beginnings. And if we go back to the book, it says, where do you feel less than or better than those around you? So I feel like for some of you, you're like, there's like the part of you that's like, feels strong and confident, but then there's this other part of you where it's like where you feel better than those around you, where she's like, I won't cry for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm too good for you. Like at the end of when Jerry Maguire breaks up with his girlfriend, and she's like, oh, she's like, I'm too strong for you, Jerry, or whatever. And she's so mean. And it's like, how do you go from an engagement where you're in love with each other to like saying such horrible things, right? And because she realizes she was marrying him for the wrong reasons. And I feel like, whatever relationship you had with this person, it was a lot more in depth than that. And so Spirit's saying, you know what, it's just hurting you as much as it's hurting them. So it's not going to make you feel any better. Okay. And then the next card is number 5, attachment, but it was upside down. So I feel like for some of you, you were feeling like, see how she's like kind of tethered there? She's like chained. But now she's taking that mask off and she's about to break that fucking chain. And she's like, you know what? I'm outie. Like, she's like, the fact that it was upside down is good. That means that you're not having attachment to this. However, remember that it's below the 4 of Winter, and it says, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep, or a vacation. So it could even be for some of you that, eventually you will, work things out with them, because I do feel like for at least one of you, there is a reconciliation, but sometimes you need to break away from people. My husband and I have, like, the longest I think we ever spent apart was 6 weeks, but like we broke up, like we were like, I need to figure my stuff out, and we're going on, it'll be 9 years in May that we've been doing this dance together. And, we've been married 3 years now, and it's never been, easy, but it's been beautiful too. It's like, there's ups and there's downs, but we were both changing and evolving and growing, and we needed to go on our own paths. And sometimes you can't do that with somebody, whether it's your significant other, a family member, whatever, or maybe it's a job. So good for you, and if you're not, then Spirit's saying work on detachment. That is your attachment and detachment. Work on that. Okay. So under the keep dancing was the 7 of Autumn, and it says, have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. Yeah. So you know what? Did you ever hear that old saying, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Meaning like, just get out there and start dating again instead of, but the fact that you got this kind of hermit type card, I would say no. I mean, maybe for some of you, but I just feel like the fact they're saying have patience and don't worry. And then this one over here says, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. I feel like a lot of you guys are really psychic and intuitive, and so you're used to like planning your life or planning things a certain way. And now you're realizing like, whatever you're meant to do here or whatever your path is, it may not be the way you thought it was going to be. It may not look the way you anticipated it. And that's where that comes in again about the manifestations. Did that card fall again? It did. Ooh, also this fell on the floor. Interesting. I wonder if this is going to go in there. Where does it say? Have patience and don't worry. What does it say? Take time to rest and plan your next steps. This one said almost the same thing, right? It says you can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep or a vacation. So I'm hearing don't make any sudden movements. Take some time to really think about things. Also about where you want to live or where you want to be. And I'm also hearing, please don't take the easy way out. They're saying every time you take the easy way out, you realize that you just end up in the same place, right? It's not the same place with the same people, but it might as well be. You know what I'm saying? So Spirit said patterns are patterns for a reason. And the only way you're going to break the pattern is to stop. So have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next step. So just take it easy. I mean, look at this little masculine elf. He's so cute. He's just like doing his own thing, man. He's just taking his time. He's enjoying an apple, sitting on the pumpkin. Did I say elf? I meant fairy, but it almost looks like little Easter eggs on the back of him. So I feel like for some of you by Easter, I literally just like felt like Easter eggs. So in real time, it's January 17th, 2024. So I feel like by the time, when's Easter? Oh, you know what's interesting? Because my deck also has time frames on it. So I love this. Don't nag me. I'm trying to read. I feel like that's for some of you guys to be like, hey, like I need my space. I need my space. So let's see when Easter is. This is the first year in many, 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 many moons that I have not written out everything. All the astrological events, all that. I normally do. I just haven't, with our new home, I just haven't been into it. It's been too much. Are you kidding? This starts in February 24? No. There has to be a January. Hold on. I'm like, I literally just bought this. So I don't know. Here it is. I was going to say, I could have sworn I saw January in here. Okay, so today's the 17th. Now let's see, where's Easter? Vernal equinox. Okay, Good Friday. Okay, that's March. So April. Birthday. What? Is Easter in May? No. I was going to say, no. Am I missing it? Hold on. Easter Sunday's March 31st. Wow. So Palm Sunday's the 24th. So today in real time is January 17th. Whenever you watch this, it's always timeless. It really genuinely is. But, however, the fact that one of the cards I pulled, I saw June, and then I saw Easter. I feel like for some of you guys, like around Easter, so like the end of March, beginning of April, I feel like there's going to be a massive breakthrough for you guys, which makes sense because I know there's a lot going on astrologically in April and a lot of things with like the universe and like our spirit guides and like them helping us and everything. And the year of the dragon, hold on. I know it's in February, but let me see when the year of the dragon is. Or when the year of the dragon begins. They usually have them on these calendars. Chinese New Year. Yeah, so February 10th. So I would say after February 10th, Easter, around Easter time. So like basically in the year of the dragon, I feel like is going to be good for you guys. No matter what you're, and good meaning like, you got to remember that the shadow is good too. So like it may be for some of you, it's going to be this year, that year, whatever. For some of you, it might be more of a struggle. But let me tell you something. If I didn't struggle, I wouldn't be where I was. You know, I could go put the generator on and put the lights on. I absolutely could. I could have done this earlier and I had the daylight. I could have, but this was what I was drawn to do today for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why. You know, but it's like everything does happen for a reason. And I've had to struggle for everything I've ever had. And even if you are struggling now, it's like Spirit saying, don't give up though. Keep going, right? Because it will be worth it. It will be worth it. And we've all been through so much, but it's going to start lightening up. I'm telling you, the year of the dragon is going to be good. So after February 10th, around Easter and in June, You're going to have some major things going on, okay? Now, let's see. What is... Oh, and then, okay, so this is your mantra. I got this from Spirit. This is your mantra. I deserve success. So your mantra for 2024 is I deserve success. And I want you to say it every morning. Oops. I don't know how long I was gone. I don't know what happened. But anyway, this is your reading too. This is your mantra. Okay. This is your mantra. And I want you to say it 3 times in the morning when you wake up. And I want you to say it 3 times before you go to sleep. I deserve success. This is the imagery that's on the back. And look at that, equal parts, the sun and moon. It's about getting balanced, right? So I deserve success. Maybe it's not, I just realized, I hope this was not airing. You know what I mean? Like that would make me so sad. But at the same time, everything happens for a reason. So it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to come forward because I think this will be easier. So let me see which cards Spirit wants to show you at this time. Okay, so this is from the Life is Simple deck, and it's really about the ego. So Spirit is saying it's time for you to accept love. Ooh, when I looked up, it was 2:22. So 2 hours and 22 seconds. So, I mean, hi, you're reading 2. So 222, right? Which is also the number 6. Okay, so, and this number is 39, and that's the number 12. So number 3, and 3 is half of 6. So it's really, they're really talking about getting balanced. And once you accept love, once you love yourself and you love others unconditionally, it'll be a lot easier for you to accept the love for yourself. And also I'm hearing for some of you, you keep trying to make a love relationship with someone, or I don't know what's going on, but you're trying to make a love relationship that is not supposed to be. And I'm getting that so strongly. And you keep trying and you're like, but we've been together or whatever. And they're like, yeah, but it's not always like that. Okay. So the next one is lend a hand. You know how sometimes, I just said that about getting out. The best way to get over somebody is get under somebody else. Okay. So if you don't want to go that way or that route, lend a hand. And maybe this could be that you need to break up with a family member or a friend or something, and you're used to helping people and you love helping people, and they're like, well, why don't you start helping people that actually deserve it? That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. So reach out. There's always local communities and shelters and places that always need help. Always need help. So what do you like to do? What do you not like to do? Maybe you're better at contributing. I have a friend, she's such a powerful empath, but she makes really good money for her job. She just gives money. She likes to give money. People need money. We need money to pay bills. So she just gives money. So give money, give big things of money. If you can donate and you have the money, donate to a shelter, donate to, animal, human shelters, whatever. But everybody needs help, from time to time. So, and also with the receiving love, don't be afraid to receive the help. And this is number 80 or number 38, which is also the number 11. Interesting. Okay. And then the last one is just laugh. Oh, we talked about this. Just laugh. You got to take it. You're trying too hard to be perfect. Spirit's saying, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to control everything. Take it one step, one breath, one moment at a time. Okay. And it's number 14. 5. That's number 5. It's all about change and transformation. And this just fell on the floor. So they want me to read these, or they want me to bring these up again. I don't know if you guys can really, I don't think this has can you see that? Because it's in a reverse thing. Right? So how would I do it so you can't? Anyway, I promise I will put these questions out for you guys. And then this is from my deck, okay? And they're telling me, well, I'm gonna shuffle it until they tell me to stop, and then they want me to read them in that order. I'll know when my hand goes to the left. Oh. I feel like this wants to go here and that wants to go there, and this wants to go here. Sometimes but there's usually an order. There we go. I'm there's usually an order. Okay. Ooh, this is rapid fire, meaning so I feel like there's going to be mini readings in here. Okay. So if you were asking about love, if you came to this reading and you asked the questions or love was on your mind, relationship, intimate love, I'm hearing it needs more growth. So either you or the person or both, it needs more growth. So you will figure that out. Okay, the next one is release your imagination through coloring. Yes, oh my gosh, especially if you can, please find yourself a mandala coloring book. If you don't know what that is, ask in the comment, be like, Lula, what is that again? The mandala, what's a mandala? Mandala, I believe. Mandalas are very calming, therapeutic, meditational. I mean, there's so many things about a mandala. There's so many things. Research it. But the mandala coloring book, I have 2 of them, and they have literally saved me more times than I can tell you. So there's that. Okay, so for some of you, look at that. If you're asking about a question or whatever, they're saying not yet. And did they not say that in the cards? Like, slow your roll. It's just not there yet. You're just not there yet. You're just not there yet. You're just not there yet. Okay, so not yet. The next one is angels. Talk to your angels. They are listening. They are listening. They're always, 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 always listening. For some of you that were asking a question, the not yet, but in August of this year, you will know the answer to that question in August. Let's see, the next one is, and for some of you, it's going to be in June. Remember I said that? I saw June. I hadn't seen August, but I saw June. Okay. I don't know exact dates. I don't have numbers in here because plus, even though I'm saying this, it could change because people have free will and, we just never know. But focus on your magic for right now. Focus on your magic. Believe in magic and miracles. Every day I say, I believe in magic and miracles. I'm telling you, the positive self-talk does work. It's not just a bunch of hype. The law of attraction is very real. And for some of you, the answer is no. Like with a big no. Sometimes it could be on, but I got a big no. And, and I feel like, I also think it's interesting that the colors, the one thing that I have that I did do is when I put these cards together, I didn't know why, but Spirit asked me to color coordinate, or not color coordinate, but asked me to put colors on them. So I think it's interesting that love is red and no is red. And I almost feel like it's like a red for stop and a red for like, yeah, no, like I'm feeling like vampiric, like blood, like vampires sucking your energy, you know who this is for. And this could be, because it's in the red, I'm going to say it's a romantic relationship, but also it could be something from a past life. And when we are connected to something from a past life, we really believe that that's our person, but it's not. Trust me. I had that with somebody in this lifetime, and I really genuinely thought, like, for a long time that they were my person, and then I realized it was just old. It was just old, and you may be connected to them through magic. And then we had June, and then what was their last? Okay, I think that's it. And oh no, there was a few more. And then we have another no in red. And you notice how the one no is kind of spiky? I feel like for some of you, for that, I feel like it's somebody who's kind of like aggressive or like a narcissist or somebody who's like really self-involved. But this one's a little more whimsical. So I feel like you're like, but why? They're so good. I love them. It's like, yes, but they're not going to grow you or shape you anymore. It's as far as you guys are meant to go together. Even if they are a really good person and all that, it's still a no. I don't know right now. I'm going to go to the next card. Okay, interesting. January, past. Okay. And yes. So I don't know who this is for, but I am not even really getting anything else but that. Okay, so holy crap. So those are your messages, you guys. So your question, we'll go over your question again. So your question was, Where do you feel less than or better than those around you? I hope that that question was answered for you through all those messages, you guys, because it really was my pleasure to read for you. And if you would like to contribute to the work that I do here or any of my other channels, all of my links are here. If you'd like to work with me, feel free to reach out. You can email me, magicalmedium@gmail.com. I still have my old one, lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com. If you aren't sure of the spelling and it's not on any of my pages, you can't find it, just put a little message there and yeah, we can work together. I've actually been excited to do more one-on-ones this year than I have in a really long time. So if you would like to work one-on-one with me, if you feel like your questions weren't answered as in-depthly as maybe you needed them and you can't find it through any of the other readings on this particular reading, feel free to reach out. But yeah, thank you for the contributions. They are never, ever, 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 ever expected, but they are so wonderfully appreciated. And until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you later. All right, bye. Welcome, reading 3. This is a little unconventional, but it's been kind of fun, so I hope you enjoy it. So your cards fell. Everything fell. Hold on. I probably should have taken a few more minutes between readings, but I'm just so excited. Plus, I'm getting tired and I don't want to lose my momentum. You know, like it's good, so I want to keep it going. So, let us read your question. I already pulled the cards and I don't remember the question. So let's dive in. So your question is, where are you feeling inadequate or superior? So where are you feeling inadequate and where are you feeling superior in your life? So let's find out what's going on there. And also I feel like maybe we need to find out what we can do to change it for the positive for you. Okay. So the cards are all different and I have them turned. I want to just kind of see what comes out naturally. Okay. So where are you feeling inadequate and where are you feeling superior? This one really wanted to come out first. All right. Oh, fun. The ostrich. Cute. And it says, I love the mountain in the background. It says, ostrich, magic remains even while you ground yourself and be practical. So where are you not being practical in your life right now? Where are you feeling inferior or superior? And are you using practicality? Interesting. All of these readings have been so different. And I feel like they're going to have me kind of build a little altar there for you. Okay, what's the next card? These cards are different shapes. So let's see. Do we want anything from this one? Okay. Do you want them in this order? You want them in this order? I'm like, okay, they're two different orders and they're both on different sides. So let's see. Which one do you got? You guys, I was going to say this one. I wanted this one, but this is what came first. Okay. So this is from the Life is Simple deck. That's from the Bird Oracle, the ostrich. So the Life is Simple. Ooh, okay. What's that number? Number 30, Rebel. Where are you feeling inadequate and where are you feeling superior? And where are you acting out? Interesting, the Rebel, right? Because we got magic remains even while you ground yourself and be practical. But you're being a rebel. Where are you being a rebel? Let's find out. This is fun. I love when they're all different because then I'm like, even now, like I don't normally do readings like this or in this situation. If you've seen my channel, you know. Ooh, the next one is share your gifts. Okay, this is kind of tripping me out because if you have not been over to my other channel, Lula's Life, I just did a Tallulah talk and a reading and an update on our new cabin, on our new home. And literally these three, I shuffled too. And these three cards were all in that reading or in that episode. So you may be drawn to that. So go check it out on Lula's Life. There's links on this channel. But share your gifts. It's also number, if I remember right, it's 62. Yeah, it's 62, which is the number 8. And this is an 8-year, 2024. So share your gifts. Where are you feeling inadequate or superior? Share your gifts. This is kind of interesting because it's like, it's going to be different for all of you guys, but I feel like we'll have like a culmination. The next one is number 27, which is the number 9. Let go and flow. So inadequate, I'm getting the vibe that some of you are just trying too hard. If you were drawn to reading 2, you may want to go check that out because I do feel like some of you are trying too hard. So let go and flow. And then the last one is number 53, which is also the number 8, take no offense. So if you're feeling inadequate, you're only feeling that way because you're allowing someone to, you know what I mean? Who fucking cares? If someone tells you to your face, I don't like you, or I don't like the way you dress, or I think blah, 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 who cares? Who cares? If you love you and you like you and you love, you know, whatever, then it literally doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. And if they say that to you, there must be something really sad about them. And if anything, just send them back some love because talk about like You must not love yourself if you feel the need to make others feel bad. And if you are doing that to someone, if you're trying to be more superior, right? Because I know when I was going through my stuff and coming into, my gifts and that, I was very arrogant. I was very arrogant. Even now when I catch myself using my ego, because just so you know, those cards are from the Life is Simple deck, and it's all about the ego. So get your ego in check. If you're having difficulties or you're having a hard time figuring things out, get your ego in check. And seriously, for some of you, reading 2 might really help you, especially for the questions, which I believe I'm going to put the questions in the description box and also in the comment section. So, feel free to work on them because they were in that reading. But interesting, I was like, all these readings are questions, and then they got 5 more questions. So, and it's all about purpose, trying to figure out like who you are, where you're going, and also about letting go and just living in the moment. Stop trying to control things, plan things. We're just not in that world anymore. And we're, it's like if you keep pushing up against it, you're going to keep pushing up against it. You know what I mean? So number 26, transform. And this says transform your life. Look at that. Yes, transform your life. You have the power. You have the power. And it's interesting. My eyes just went to the let go and flow and rebel at the same time. It was almost like one is on one side of the camera and one's on the other, but it's like I saw them simultaneously. And I feel like, sharing your gifts is being a rebel. Letting go and going with the flow and not trying to fit into something else. Like, it's time for your transformation to take place. If you're feeling inadequate or superior, it's like they're literally like they're two, what is that, two things of the same coin, whatever. But at the same time, they're not. I mean, let's put it this way. If you're feeling superior to somebody, it's because you're feeling inadequate. And if you're feeling inadequate with somebody, it's because you're letting somebody else's superiority complex take over you. You get to decide. You get to choose. This is your fucking life. You can do what you want to do when you want to do it. We've just been programmed for so long to be a certain way, act a certain way, breathe a certain way, like, I feel like there's all these things that I've tried to learn, but then I was like, I didn't really care for it. And then I remember one time, one of my professors said to me in college, then you have the wrong teacher. So who are you listening to? I just heard, like, who are you listening to? Did we want to pull cards from there? Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, there they are. I was going to say, I'm like, I just heard you have more cards. And I was like, what? And I sat on this book, the Star Spinner Tarot. And then I looked on the floor and these tarot cards were there. I forgot. So let's go a little bit deeper into this. I feel like there's something else. What else do you want to do first? Oh, they want me to read from the book, from this first. I wish there was a way I can. Maybe I can. No. I'm like trying to find a way for you guys to hold it up so you can see it. So what I say, what number is that? Number 26, which is also the number 8. You guys keep getting all these 8s. You know why? Because 2024 is your year, man. 2024 is all of our year. It is going to be one of the best years it's the year of the dragon. I'm telling you, if you're drawn to reading too, seriously, go check it out. Because I got the vibe from Spirit that use your throat chakra. You're not speaking your truth. Because I went from being totally fine, and also drink some water, stay hydrated. And remember that you're blessed and that Spirit's got your back. But seriously, 2024 is going to be a really good year for all of us. There's so many cool things that are going to align. And after February 10th, once the year of the dragon comes in, things are going to be a lot different. And in April, some major shit's going to go down. I keep hearing the call to Spirit, call the disciple, that kind of energy. Okay, so transform. Here we go. Transform your life. Now, each one of these unicorns, right? So this is from the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle deck. And each one of them has a representation of an earthly magic, right? So this one is chili pepper, which is why they looked all fiery and why they had the symbol for fire on there. And this says, The red chili pepper is a hot summer spice under the dominion of the fiery red planet of Mars. Interesting. And Mars is the masculine. Again, you might want to look at reading too. Its task on a magical level is to inspire action, making things happen quickly and constructively. Medicinally, its stimulating effect helps ailments brought on by cold and damp conditions. Chilies raise the metabolism and can bring a sense of euphoria when eaten in large quantities. The divination of this card is the unicorn appears as a fiery phoenix rising from the ashes. You may not realize the power you have over your own life. Transform appears when you are ready to experiment with energy. Nice. Each negative situation you encounter is either an invitation to wallow resentfully or a chance to heal. You choose. Just as the chili pepper transforms the dank and sluggish to the active and alive, so too can your energy transform a room or a group of people. Switch the script. You influence the energy in a place. You are not influenced by it. Get it? We were just talking about this. So good. You have the power to change, improve, and shift the unseen energy of a space with your thoughts. This unicorn encourages you to become a healing influence. Part of the solution to a happier and healthier human race is obtained by focusing on the good, the positive, and the joyful. Just by this focus, you can raise the energy in a room to one of love, peacefulness, and joy. And I mean, hello, sharing your gifts. Sharing your gifts, right? Sorry, I just realized this is kind of covering it. Also, magic remains even while you ground yourself and be practical. So I feel like for some of you guys, it really is about balancing the spirituality with the quote unquote reality. So each one of these has a spell. This one is unicorn magic. And it says the unicorns bring you this special little spell to help bring you a new lease on life and aid you to transmute energies from negative to positive. Take 3 red chili peppers and tie them together with a red ribbon. Place this little charm under your bed to ignite transformation and invite new beginnings. Also, I heard from Spirit, you can put it in like a little like cotton, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to put it just the chili peppers. Here it doesn't say anything like that, but for some of you, if you're whatever, you don't want it to rub on your pillow and on your face or something like that, you can put it in like a little cotton or like one of those little mesh bags or something. But yeah, so that's a really great spell. I've always wanted to do this and I say I'm going to do it and I haven't done it. Take 3 red chili peppers and tie them together with a red ribbon. Place this little charm under your bed under your bed. I thought it said under your pillow. Okay, so just do the chili peppers then. But just be careful, they'll be burny. Like make sure you wash your hands and all that. Take good care of yourself. Chili peppers are really scary. You don't want to touch yourself, I remember one time I was engaged to a chef and I'll never forget. He got these chipotle peppers. And long story short, I heard him screaming from the bathroom. He's like, I thought I washed my hands good enough. And he's like, can you get me some milk or sour cream? I was like, oh no. He's like, yeah, oh, you get the drift, right? So just be mindful. It's spicy shit. So place this little charm under your bed to ignite transformation and invite new beginnings. That's awesome. That is wonderful. But seriously, it is about, I love that scene. That's the side of the card. Sharing your gifts, right? So let's see. Now we've got these. Are we ready for these yet? Okay, here we are. So now, I am a reader and I am a medium, but I am not a tarot, expert. So I'm going to go over these with you as best I can, but I'm also going to use the book because I love this book and the writer is phenomenal. So the first card is, it is the 8 of Coins in reverse. Look at those clocks. Did you see that shorts I just posted recently? It said time waits for no one. Your time is now, my friend. This is your year. Ooh, my whole head, I'm getting like these like shooting pains up my neck and my back. And I'm getting the vibe from Spirit. Like they're trying to show you like, this is it. Like time waits for nobody. Time waits for nobody. This is your year. Okay, so let me read the book. 8 of Coins in reverse. Hold on. I think I remember it being back here. And I'm hearing Freddie in my head. Time waits for nobody. Time waits for nobody. All right, so it says, in this position, the 8 of coins might mean you are feeling restless and professionally stagnated because you're not sharing your gifts. You have more to offer and you are willing to put in the work. Unfortunately, the right opportunity is not currently aligned with your desire to move up. The work that you do to further your development seems tedious and unsatisfying. It's on page 117, and today's the 17th in real time in January. So click that together for a second. Like, seriously, that's kind of wild. I just realized that the work you do to further your development seems tedious and unsatisfying. But you know what? Spirit just said they want you to flip the script to satisfying, right? Instead of saying, I have to go to work, be like, I get to go to work so that I can pay my bills and blah, blah, blah. Or I get to do, if you're new here, go follow Lula's life. But none of this has been fucking easy for me. None of this. Of course, I've wanted to give up 100 times. You know how many offers I get? Sometimes I feel like people are like, I don't understand why you're struggling. Like, you make so much as for readings and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because I'm like, a lot of the people that I work with are at the same schedule or at the same kind of like financial thing I am, right? We're like in a transformational phase. It doesn't mean that's where we'll always be. It just means that's where we are now. But also, like, look at where I am. Like, if you've seen my story, like, right? I worked really hard to get to where I am, and I have to continue to work hard because what I want is better. If you are struggling, if you're working harder, it's because your mission is greater. That keeps coming up. I put a little in the description box. I'm going to put like a little meditation that came into my orbit. I highly recommend you listen to it. It's really good because positive thinking and positive actions and letting go and going with the flow, it really does make a difference. I mean, there are so many things that are happening right now that you can concentrate on the negative or you can concentrate on the positive. Honestly, it really is your choice. And that's what Spirit's saying right now, right? So if you look at it as something that you get to do instead of something you have to do, then it becomes way more pleasurable, right? So I'm getting that from them. The same for you. Okay. So then the next one is, that one's in reverse too. The Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse. And also, knights are very youthful, right? Like, are you being more like bratty, like saying I should have this or I should have that? And that's okay. It's something we go through. Let me see. That's just what came out when I was doing that. Okay. The sword. Sorry. Wands. It's so dark in here. Okay, here we go. Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay. In this position, the Knight of Wands likes to be the center of attention, and he certainly has a talent for showboating. But behind the extroversion, the romance, and the show of gallantry, there is not much else. You might be brave and willing to take risks, but also unable to see how those risks might adversely affect the people around you. Try not to charge forward with little consideration for others. Interesting, right? You got the Rebel card too. It's like kind of the same energy, right? It's kind of the same card. It's yeah, I almost feel like some of you too, like you're going after something that's not your jam. Like, let's put it this way. I kept trying to take me off of the readings. I prefer to do the readings without my face. I prefer to like just have the cards and you guys see that and I'm not there and whatever. I also feel like I concentrate more that way. But I feel like Spirit is wanting me to show my face more. They want me to, connect with you guys a little bit more because that is what works for me, like, or for my world. And, I kept looking at other things and saying, that's what I want to be. That's the kind of reader I want. That's the kind of YouTube channel I want. But then I got this vibe from Spirit, like even with Lula's life, I started with Lula's Labyrinth, then turned it into the magical medium and then spun off Lula's life, and that's basically what it's all the same, right? It's just I kind of pulled them apart more, because not everybody gives a shit about my life or like what I'm working on when I'm not doing this. Some people like to just know me as this, and some people like the face to face. They miss me. They're like, I miss you too. You know what I mean? I love you too, man. So I get it. And some people can't afford to do one-on-one readings with me, so they like this connection. So I get that's why Spirit wants me to do that, and I'm feeling that my channel's going to be evolving and changing again, and that's all for a reason. So, the last few years have not been financially like windfall the way I wanted them to be. But at the same time, I got to where I wanted to be. And in exchange for that energy, I did spirit work and I did, you know what I mean? But in an exchange of energy, not just getting paid financially. So, it didn't look the way I wanted it to look. And people say to me all the time, like, how come you're not making more money? I'm like, because I could have so many times. I get fucking emails all the time. I could have sold out so many times. But I didn't, because I knew that wasn't the way for me to go. Not that Spirit wants me to struggle. They wanted me to, really like hone my craft, like remember who I was, stand by, like really delve into my dark. And so the last few years I've been working on my shadow and really going to the dark night of the soul and all that. And, like I said, things don't always look the way we think they're going to look. So, give yourself a break, give yourself some time. Okay. All right. So then the next one is, do we read all that? Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Then the next one is the 10 of Wands, but it's also in reverse. And she's at the end, man. You'd think she'd be like happy. Like, look she put in all the time, all the effort, everything grew. But why is she still unhappy? Why is she still unhappy? Because deep down, this is how she thought she was going to feel when she did all that. But you know what? Now she's like, I'm tired, man. I put in a lot of work. I'm tired. Let's see what she has to say. Let's see what her message is. The 10 of Wands. It'll be right back this way. In reverse. Okay. So it says, those things you have amassed now feel burdensome to maintain. You might feel ready to move on, but you have invested so much in where you are. The motivation to grow is outweighed by the inclination to keep things as they are. You cannot take on much more. No, and Spirit says, and you can't take it with you. Like, and whatever you did in the past, that's in the past. That's the vibe I'm getting from Spirit, like really strong, you guys. Right? Like you collect all this shit and then it's like, what is it? It's just shit. It's just material things. It's not gonna, like I've said before, you can buy the yoga pants and you can wear the yoga pants, but unless you're going to yoga unless you're doing yoga every day, you're not gonna have a yoga body. I call it yoga pants because it's kind of a mentality. It's like you can buy the crystals and you can buy the cards and whatever, but maybe that's not your destiny. Maybe you're meant to be a Reiki, or maybe you're a Reiki and you're like, wow, I did that. I started Reiki first. And then I didn't like it because every time I would touch somebody, I could feel and hear, and it was just too much. I'd see their past, present, and future. And I was like, what is happening? And I felt crazy and I didn't like it. And now I do it. I still do it, like, when I'm called to do it. But I realized I was being pushed by my first shaman to do that for a living. But her family were really into young living oils and all this stuff. And though I appreciated what she was trying to do at the same time, I felt very like, no, man, I'm like, don't try and make money off me. Like, I don't want to be part of this, coven and like this world. And like, that doesn't feel right to me. Like, I'm kind of a lone witch. And, I was like, thank you for everything, but I was like, that doesn't feel right to me. And I've spent a decade like finding my way, and I still don't know exactly what my purpose is 100%. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be right now, but I don't know. Like I say about our cabin, like I manifested this with my husband and we made all this happen, but I don't know if we're going to stay or well, we never know. That's the whole point of this ride. We don't know. So stop trying to control it. All right. Oh, we got an upright. Okay, we got a 7 of coins. Look at that. And she looks like she's having a really nice time. I'm sorry it's so out of focus. I think it's because it's so dark in here. I really hope this is recording. Okay, so the 7 of coins. The 7 of coins. 7 of coins. I saw that in the back. I can tell I'm getting tired and I haven't eaten anything today. I was fasting. I get a little loopy. Okay. The 7 of coins says, You are at a point where you want to make long-term investments. You have mastered your daily grind, and you have the freedom to step back and plan where you might best invest your resources. The Seven of Coins encourages you to look at the bigger picture and spend time cultivating your resources responsibly. Yeah. So, what I want to tell you another thing too is one of our tribe members many moons ago had bought, I don't know what it was, I don't remember the whole story, but they had bought something for what they really thought their calling was. And they spent a lot of money, a lot of money. They invested a lot of time, a lot of energy building it up, trying to get a clientele and all this stuff. And they were like, hey, you know, can I get a reading with you? I just feel kind of lost right now, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure. So I'm reading for them and I'm like, yeah, that's not your path. And they're like, do you know how much money I put into this? You know, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not your path. And just it was uncomfortable for both of us because I think they were just like, you know, and I'm like, I get it, I feel you, I've been there, I know it sucks. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can put in a lot of time and a lot of energy into something, but you learned something. But if you keep holding on to it and you keep moving forward towards that, then you're just going to keep going through the same thing. So it's like your resources. It's like if you're building up your equity and then it's like running out, and then you're building up your equity and it's running out. It's like you need to figure out like what's going on with that. I just had my own epiphany from my own life. You know, so, you know, yeah. Sorry, I was like, interesting. Okay, so we got the Queen of Wands, but she was in reverse. And also, the Queen of Wands could be you. You could be a fire sign. I'm not really sure. But interesting. I'm like, is this my reading? Because I'm like really into sunflowers. I even have a sunflower tattoo, and I'm a triple Sag. But anyway, Queen of Wands. Sometimes I laugh because I'm like, oh, I'm just reading for myself. You know, but I know it's for others. I know it's not just for me. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Okay, she's gorgeous. It says the Queen of Wands is the picture of determination. She is a high achiever and revels in new challenges and new ideas. Though she is warm and passionate, she is also decisive and intense, representing ambition and vibrancy. She indicates your willingness to change your views as needed for the sake of righteousness. You are a positive influence on the lives of your friends and colleagues. Yes. So, right, this is you. And it's saying like she indicates willingness to change views as needed for the sake of righteousness. So like for the sake of others, right? Like you're a positive influence on the lives of your friends and family. So, you know, isn't that interesting? It's like Spirit's like telling you right now. I just was curious to see what the reverse was. Because I was drawn. So it also says the Queen in reverse could be, oh shit, that's right. It was in reverse. So that's the upright. That's right. Sorry, Spirit. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so here we go. The reversed, the Queen can also indicate self-righteousness, because that's what I felt when I read it. I was like, I feel like it's self-righteousness. Though you are passionate and accomplished, you can take a long time to course correct when you learn you are in the wrong. Your goals might not be consistent and your core beliefs may be prone to change. The Queen of Wands is a figure to constant flux, which can make her brilliant but unreliable. You must check yourself for moments where you might use your influence irresponsibly or for petty reasons. Yeah, like don't use your agenda to like, you know what I mean? Like to win an argument, or if you're like trying to be superior over somebody, right? Because we were talking about inadequate or superior. So it's like, you know, everybody's at their own level of consciousness, even you and me. So the last card is the Six of Wands. Oh, and she is gorgeous and upright and interesting. It looks like she's in the city. I kind of like felt like England, like London. That's interesting. So we've got this, I love this card. I don't feel like I've never seen this card. Six of Wands. I haven't used this deck in so long. It's been a long time. I haven't really been working on readings the way I used to. I've been working on myself so much and building our equity into this home and everything. And, you know, we've been putting in sweat equity in this place for 1.5 years, and it's taken its toll, but we love it too. So it says, you emerge from the fray to find yourself victorious. Yay, that's a great outcome. The Six of Wands tells you how you have persevered from recent difficulties and come out on top. You have maintained a positive reputation despite having, wait, hold on. This is Six of Wands tells you how you have persevered from recent difficulties and come out on top. You have maintained a positive reputation despite having had many difficult conversations and engaging in various conflicts. Though the grounds upon which you've tended your relationships have been well trodden, your relationships continue to bloom and stand tall. So you're going to get through this, you know what I mean? Like everything's going to work itself out. But, you know, in the meantime, it's like Spirit saying, go back to the ostrich. Magic remains even while you ground yourself and be practical. And remember the ostrich, you know, about burying their head in the sand. So because you got an animal in here, I would research ostrich spirit medicine, because I always feel like when they come into a reading, oops, sorry, I forgot I was balancing that. I always feel like when they come into a reading like that, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Like the animals. So research ostrich. The ostrich. Okay, and all of my information is in the about section. All that good stuff. My email address. Sorry, I'm going to try and fix this before you go. Before you go. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm just going to hold it there for a second. Anyway, all of my information is in the about section. If you'd like to donate, never expected, always appreciated. And if you'd like to book some one-on-one time with me, my email is magicalmedium@gmail.com, just the way it's spelled there without the. Sorry. And I also still have lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com for those of you who have my old email address. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And check out my other channels, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. It really does help with the algorithms. So until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. I love you. Blessed be. Out.
Welcome reading 4. Welcome reading 4. Just want to make sure you guys are here. Okay, cool. So if you haven't been here for the other readings, I live off grid. It's gotten really dark. And anyway, welcome. Enjoy. So you chose question, where do you feel jealous or indifferent? Okay, so some of you may know already. You may already know. I actually like to cut things out. Spirit calls me to cut things out from different places. I don't know if you can really see that there, but anyway, I was called to put these in my hand. It's almost like runes or bones or something. And I'm just going to throw them down and see what messages come through, okay? Where do you feel jealous or indifferent? Where do you feel jealous or indifferent? Okay, so we have sprinkle of nostalgia, wrapped up in this moment, carrot, dancing, collection, blonde, a dash of tradition. So I don't know exactly what all of that means. And then there's one that's upside down. So I don't know if they want me to not read it or read it later. So I'm going to leave that right now. So where do you feel jealous or indifferent? Dancing, collection, wrapped up in this moment, carrot, blonde, sprinkle of nostalgia, and a dash of tradition. So, okay, let's get to the cards. And I'm going to close the book right there so I can keep that together. Hopefully I will remember that. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me. Also, I showed this when I was doing the reading for the collective, but I felt like somebody else wanted to see this. This is by an artist named Pamela Sue Johnson. She's at PamelaSueJohnson.com. She is really amazing. She's located in Portland, Oregon. But anyway, she did the artwork on this, but there's a beautiful saying from Frida Kahlo that I'd like to read to you. And it says, I used to think I was the strangest person in the world, but then I thought there are so many strange people in the world. There must be someone like me who feels bizarre and flawed in the same ways I do. I would imagine her, and I imagined that she must be out there thinking of me too. And that's from Frida Kahlo. So I wanted to, if you were drawn to reading 1, I highly suggest you go back and look at it, because I feel like the jealousy and indifference means like you just don't care. You just don't. I mean, well, that's my version of indifference. Everybody has their own view of indifference, but then also when I think of jealousy is just feeling like it's just feeling inadequate, like you're not doing what you want to do. By the way, one just fell out and it says chocolate. So I don't know what that means for somebody. It could even mean that like maybe it's time to treat yourself. So where do you feel jealous and indifferent? Where do we want to start? Okay, I feel like I'm going to start here. No? Okay. Because the cards are different shapes, so it's hard to shuffle when they're different shapes. So let's see where they want to start, if they want to start in here. Okay, these two came together, so I'm gonna read them together. This is from the Bird Oracle deck, the Wood Duck. And it says, enrich your life by keeping your every option open. So maybe you're feeling indifferent because you don't know what to do, right? So you're just like, right? And I always say, if you don't know what to do, do nothing. So indifference isn't necessarily, it's not a negative thing, right? Jealousy it's an alarm, and to me, if you're jealous or envious of somebody, and if you're calling it out, then you're coveting another person's happiness and joy, but also you're telling the universe that you, not only that you don't deserve it, but that you can't get it. And they're like, but you can have it. So why are you saying that you can't, right? It's like a game. So it says, enrich your life by keeping your every option open. So good. Keep keeping your options open, because that is what's helping you right now. And then the next one is the superb fairy wren. Infidelity is in the air. Yikesers. Okay, so interesting about jealousy. Well, I always say if when it comes to that kind of situation, I mean, let's put it this way. If you've never been here before, welcome. And for those of you who keep coming back, thank you. And I don't pull any punches. I don't like to say bad news or say bad things or start anything, and also don't take this message if it's not your message. Just because
see this and all of a sudden you see your partner texting and they're like, what? You know what I mean? Like, don't make something out of something that's not there. But if use your intuition, if you're feeling like something's not right, it's probably not right. And, my partner really suffered with sex addiction, and that was a really hard thing in our relationship. And it took me years and us both working through it together even now from time to time, I'm like, what's he doing? What's he doing over there? What's happening? But I have to remember that, that it's in my mind because it's something that happened in the past. So if it's something that happened in the past, if you can't get past it, you know what I mean? Then that's something you need to figure out. But I think it's whenever I see something that's this direct, and the fact that this is the question that you were drawn to, right? If you're feeling jealousy, something's going on. And sometimes it's just an emotional affair. I wouldn't get too crazy about it. I kind of get the vibe from spirit, like maybe for some of you, someone is actually cheating on you. But for some of you also, it could just be that sometimes when you're in a relationship for a long time, like say you're married and, you've been married for like 10 years, 15, 20 years, whatever, even 5, I don't care, whatever. And then you have someone at work who's like your work flirtation, and you guys flirt and they're married too, and like nothing's ever going to come of it, but blah blah blah. But I always feel like cheating is cheating, because if you're emotionally cheating, so I'm just saying, if you're feeling a red flag somewhere, this might just be even for one person. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't make this is a mass reading. We've got over 600 star family here, right? And not to mention that there's so many that don't even subscribe that watch these. So use your spidey sense, use your intuition. Okay. That's the best I can say for that, really. Okay. So then we have, what's this one? This is the Iberian magpie. Cool. Welcoming the unexpected, intrusive, or undesirable brings unlooked for benefits. So this interesting. So welcoming the unexpected, intrusive, or undesirable brings unlooked for benefits, meaning like, maybe something's going to come your way that wasn't expected, like, or maybe you are going to find out that, or it could even be because, I mean, think about this, like you find out that your partner's, having that flirtation at work, whatever, but it might be something that fuels the relationship back in the fire back into your relationship, where you're like, well, why are you doing that? Like, let's do something. I remember that show Modern Family. Every Valentine's Day, the one couple, like they like pretended like they were other people, and they would meet in a bar, and then they would go into a hotel, and that was their little fantasy that they like to do together. That's like, instead of cheating on each other or being with someone else, they just get to be someone else for a day and and that's what works for them. I'm not saying whatever, but maybe you just need to spice it up. And it could just be in a different form of a relationship. This card just fell again though. So interesting, the infidelity card, because it says welcoming the unexpected, but the undesirable brings unlooked for benefits, meaning like maybe you're in a relationship that's old and needs to be shaken up, or maybe it's just done. And this, you may look at it as like the end of the world, but spirit's like, no, what if it's not the end of the world? What if it's the beginning of something else? And you could be with someone that deserves you, and someone who, wants, maybe that's like outlived its whatever. And that could be anything. It could be a job. It could be anything. Okay. Ooh, from the Dark Oracle, or the Dark Mirror Oracle. This came up in another reading, in reading 2. So for some of you, reading 1, if you're drawn to it, go. And but for some of you, reading 2, I always say she looks so much like Taylor Swift. It kind of freaks me out how much she looks like Taylor Swift to me. But anyway, number 22, I won't cry for you. Yeah, there's something going on there. There's something going on there. Look, she's crying blood. She's literally crying blood. She also looks like a vampire. And see how the blood's like dropping in her hand? 22. Did these have numbers on them? No. Okay. So I was going to say, I think that's our first number. So also the number 4. That's been coming up a lot, and you're reading 4. I mean, think about that. That's what happened with reading 2 as well. It was 22, and they were reading 2. And then they had like some breakthrough moment when it was at like 2 hours and 22 minutes. So, there's something going on there. And, you don't have to cry for somebody, but maybe cry for the loss of it, but like, you know what I mean? But
don't stick with something just because you feel like you've been, you know what I mean? I know what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. Come on. This is definitely for a divine masculine in someone's life, but they have long hair. So it could even be, a quote unquote woman that's really, masculine. So it could be the woman that's cheating. It doesn't necessarily have to be the man, but that's number 43. So that could be an age or a number that means something to you, but it's also the number 7. So 7 in tarot, like the 7 of coins in tarot. I almost feel like looking that up in my tarot book right now. But man holding a coin. I feel like for some of you, because it was in reverse, I feel like for some of you, the reason why you deal with this or put up with it is I feel like they pay for you. Or maybe you guys live together and like they pay the bills or something. But you know what? It's not worth sticking around just because of that. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be something, better for you. I feel like I want to go back to the book now. And I feel like they want me to turn over that one. Where was it? I feel like we're meant to turn over that one that was upside down. And also I feel like I want to look at it again now that we have a little more information. So sprinkle of nostalgia, which would make sense if it was somebody wrapped up in this moment. Oh boy. Collection. I feel like collection, I felt like it may be somebody who has a collection of people, like they're very narcissistic or they're very ego driven, like they like a lot of people to want them. I want you to want me. That's interesting. But I saw collection and I saw bones, like that movie, The Bone Collector. I don't know why that came out, but okay. And then blonde, it could be the hair color of this person. Carrot, they could be a redhead, or it could be the actual food. Maybe carrot cake's their favorite food or something like that. That's interesting. And now I'm going to turn over that other one. And also we had chocolate. So interesting. Ooh, nourish was the one that was turned over. Nourish. It's time to nourish your mind, body, and soul. Where do you feel jealous or indifferent? Okay, so let's see. Now that we saw that, what other cards want to come through now? Okay, then the next one is that the blue-footed booby? No, it's the honey guide. Benefit from the harvest of knowledge and sustenance that cooperation brings. Interesting how we have the honey guide and a badger. You may want to research badger spirit medicine. I know that all these birds, of course, you can research these birds as spirit medicine too. I always say that with readings when animals are in there, but because it's the bird deck, and all different birds. But the fact that the badger is there, badger has really strong spirit medicine, and I don't want to tell you what it is because there's a lot of different meanings behind the badger, and they also have kind of like an upright and a reverse meaning. So if you're drawn to it, I highly suggest you research the badger. This one almost feels like it wasn't even for that. I feel like it was for the badger. Benefit from the harvest of knowledge and sustenance that cooperation brings. So you know what? Benefit from the harvest of knowledge. Like maybe you had to seek out like what was going on. Like, and if it's not like a love relationship, maybe it's a shitty job or somebody's lying. I just feel like there's some type of infidelity. I mean, the fact that came up, it feels very heavily weighted in this reading. And also with the jealousy and the indifference, like, right? Like, should I stay or should I go? Like maybe you are at a job and like somebody new started and your boss is like giving them extra attention. You're like, what about me? And you're not getting like what you used to get. Like, I definitely feel like there's something there. Okay, they want me to read these in this order. Okay, so this is from the Enchanted Unicorn Oracle, number 35, Glorious Mess. And it says gloriously human. So Spirit is saying, remember that we are all human here right now. So you know how this card was saying, like, at the end, the honey guide, it says sustenance that cooperation brings. Just remember that they're human. So just, make it easier on yourself. Like you can cause a big stink or you can make a big deal out of it. But I'm hearing like, you know what, let it be the glorious fucking mess that it is. It's okay. That's the whole point of being human, is that it's supposed to be messy. We're supposed to enjoy the ride. We're supposed to, feel the pain. I know that may be uncomfortable sometimes, but we need it. Number 5, change and transformation. Oh, also 35 is number 8. Number 8's been so big for everybody because 2024 is this year, man. This is the year of cutting out the bullshit. You want to fucking thrive. You want the best fucking year of your life. You want to really have your best life. Then you got to cut out the bullshit. You just have to. It's like, you got to get real this year. You got to get real. I'm hearing. Number 5, solar, a safe and happy home. Yes. How are you going to have a safe and happy home if you're not feeling safe or happy? You need to have this zen, but you're not having that zen. You know, that's what I'm getting from spirit. And the next one is psychedelic, number 25. Number 7, you got another 7. And this says, wisdom from the fairy folk. So go into meditation. And for those of you who like psychedelics, shrooms, DMT, all that good stuff, ayahuasca, you know, it might be time for you to go on that journey on your own, because we were talking about the 7 of wands and tarot. I feel like you're in a place where, you know, microdosing is really good too. My husband's cousin is, he grows them, and he's so phenomenal, and he just really knows his stuff. They're legal where we live, and you know, it's medicine. So it could be for some of you, like, you need something to help you, you know, get out of this, because we get stuck in these realities. But it's like, I feel like you're stuck in a reality. That's why you feel jealous and indifferent, because you're like, I don't know who the fuck I am, or where the fuck I'm going, or why. And I've been there. I totally get it. Ooh, my hand is like, I'm like, somebody's giving me money somewhere. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I can feel it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you, Spirit. May that money come back to them tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. Whatever's in their greatest and highest good, I claim it for them. And so it is. Blessed be. Oh, see, that's how you get in with that. Like, you can feel it. You can feel that energy. You know, it's time to step away from that which no longer serves you. I'm telling you. So your last one for this one is number 36, which is also number 9. We have 7, 8, 9. Like, keep going. I feel like Spirit's like, keep going, is pipe dream. Dreams become reality, right? So like, maybe you're like smoking, you know, the psychedelics, or you're taking the psychedelics or whatever. Maybe you're smoking weed, whatever it is. It's time. It's okay to do that, you know, and find who you are, because that's where, in the fairy realm, in meditation, connection with spirit, that's where you find your true self, not in this like bottomless, endless abyss of nothing, in these relationships that you're having, that aren't going anywhere, you know, and they won't either. You know, Spirit's like, it's time for you to connect with yourself. That's why the badger's coming for you, man. The badgers are fucking aggressive. Have you ever seen a badger? Badgers do not play. Okay. Oh, and you pulled a fairy card, the 9 of Winter. Unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, and allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. Ooh. The fairy was like, I'm not going in that flame. Look at them. See, when you wish upon a star, they're looking out into the world, and they're like, but see, it's like they're in their home, but they don't feel safe. They're still wishing for something else. If they were happy, they'd be sleeping right now. They'd be in their comfortable home, in their comfortable bed, and they'd be happy, but they're not, right? So if you're focusing on the worst case scenario, especially, you know, when something's coming to an end, a job, relationship, doesn't matter what it is. But when something's coming to an end, that is when our whole like world, our reality starts to crumble, right? Like the Matrix, where you're like, which world am I in? What's happening? And Spirit's saying, but allow that to happen. How about, instead of fear, put love instead? Put hope and love, and in place of fear and sadness, put in hope and love, and be like, you know what? I know it's hard. Of course you're going to cry. Of course you're going to, you know, things change, or you're going to be sad for a while. But they're saying, like, then you get back up and dust yourself off. I'm going to put a meditation in the comments and in the description box. You guys got to check it out. It's really, really good. She talks about that. You know, it's like, as light workers, we just have to dust ourselves off and pick ourselves up and start again. And once we start again, it's like, we're golden, man. We got this. But you have to get out of where you are first. If you're stuck in that energy, it's because you're allowing yourself to be stuck in that energy. It's time for you to move on. Okay. And what did you say, Spirit? And the 9 of Winter, like, you're so close, right? Like, we just had 9. The pipe dream was number 9, 36. 36 could be an age too for some of you guys. But the 9 of Winter, like, you're in the place you're supposed to be right now, especially if those in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in that winter state, right? So it's saying, if you're focusing on the worst case scenario, then nothing good will come to you, because energy begets energy. So law of attraction, baby, whatever you're putting out is what you're going to get back. If you put out fear, you're going to get shit come to you. If you put out hope and love, good stuff will come. I promise you. And you got to practice it every day, every single day. So allowing the worry to grow out of proportion to the problem, it can really just make the problem grow into something it doesn't need to be. Okay, so we have the blue tit. I love this one. Find your voice and free your spirit. Yes, speak up. What's your dream? Everybody's got a dream. What's your dream? And look at how it's two people, but do you see how one person's looking away and the other person's still looking at the past? Your person or your job or your situation or whatever, they've already moved on. And you're over here looking back and they're like, "No. Move on. Move on. Find your voice and free your spirit." You're tethering yourself to this person. This person isn't tethering themselves to you. You're tethering yourself to them. Oh, the dodo. Tread lightly on the earth. The dodo. Tread lightly on the earth. Yes. So are you making sure you're doing all the good things for the earth? Recycling. All that good stuff. I feel like the dodo, I feel like some of you need to work with the dodo bird spirit medicine, because I felt like, not that it wasn't a good card, but I also feel like the ship means something. I almost feel like the bird and the ship mean more than what that said, which I forgot already. Tread lightly on the earth, right? Like, don't tread on me. So that, I feel like that pirate ship means something, but also research the dodo spirit animal, okay? And then we have the carmine bee eater, and it says, flourish by asking for the help of the powerful. Yes. Ask for help, man. Power in numbers, community. Ask people to help you. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Those who can help will. Those who can't, can't. So keep asking until you find it. It says, flourish by asking for the help of the powerful. What does that mean to you? What does the powerful mean to you? Right? Are you jealous of somebody that's more powerful than you? Where is the jealousy coming from? They wanted me to say that. And the last card is the secretary bird. Be rid of your enemies. Wow. Yeah. Like, do you know who you're, look at that. Look how they're looking down on the fire. I feel like for some of you, this is fire signs that you're dealing with. This person. And I don't feel like you're looking down on them. I feel like, see how there's like a snake there and they've like caught the snake? You might want to look at snake spirit medicine too. On my other channel, Lula's Life, I posted a shorts recently. There's some really good spirit medicine from the snake there. I don't know. It was like, it's been in the last week, but check it out. I think you'd really benefit by seeing that. But also, right, what does the snake do? They're shedding their skin. And I feel like this is the person holding you down. Like, you're trying to move on and shed your skin and like be who you were meant to be, but it's almost like you can't, because this person is like taking all the oxygen out of the room. And it's funny because out of all the cards that are sticking there, it's the badger that keeps sticking out. So, wow. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. Do we want to pull any more cards, or do we have any more messages for this? Okay, that's it. All right, you guys. I love you so much. I hope this helped you in any way. Also, at the beginning of this, I forgot to say this the other readings, but at the beginning of this, there was I did like a message for the tribe. So if you were pulled to that, or if you didn't know about that, you might want to go back and watch that, because there was a lot of good gems in there as well. And as always, I have all of my information, my links, and if you would like to donate to the work I do here and my other channels. And just thank you. Thank you for everything. And if you would like to book any one-on-one time with me, you can email me magicalmedium@gmail.com, lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com. And if you aren't sure of the spelling or don't know, just put a little comment below, and I will send you my email address. Okay, you guys, take good care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next reading. All right, blessed be. Oh. Okay, welcome reading 5. Reading 5, the last, well, it's technically reading 6 because I did a reading for the tribe. So I've been doing this for 3.5 hours. Oh, it's crazy. Okay, so the last question for reading 5 is, where are you feeling angry or insecure? Wow, this one's a big one. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? You may know already, but sometimes I feel like it's good just to kind of like sit with spirit. So I'm going to I have quite a few decks that wanted to come through. So my hands went to this one first, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one or not. What's this? Ooh, good vibrations, chakra magic. This just came out. I didn't even bring this deck out. So everyday spells. And this is good vibrations, chakra magic. I feel like spirit wants me to either put this in community or as shorts. So look out for that. I don't feel like they want me to read it, but if they do, I'll come back to it. So I'm just going to pull cards from each of these decks and then we're going to pull it all together. So reading 5. Okay. Well, oh my gosh, I forgot it already. It's like it went right out of my head. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Reading 5. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Where are you feeling angry? Excuse me, or insecure? Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Okay, there's one. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? I pulled cards for the other ones beforehand, but I feel like they wanted me to pull them in front of you. Okay, so there's that one. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Okay, oh, that one flew out. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? That one, let me make sure. Where are you feeling angry or insecure? These do have reverse meanings, so I take it very seriously when they ask me to. Sometimes I can feel there's old energy on the deck, which is funny because this is the energy deck. Where are 5 feeling angry and insecure? Is that the only one? So a card flew out, but I wasn't sure. Sometimes it flies out and it's for the reading, and sometimes it flies out and it's like not for the reading, It just depends. Okay. And I don't know if we're reading from this deck. Let me see. Do we want to... We're reading anything from this deck today? Okay. No. That might be it. I feel like I'm missing. I feel like there's another deck or another pile. What's this? Okay, that's another pile. Maybe that is it. Maybe they want me to read from some books or something. Okay. And then the last one I'm going to pull from is the Star Spinner Tarot. Okay, Star Spinner Tarot. And I apologize for I'm off grid and this is the best I can do today. This is the best I got right now. I've been going for 3.5 hours. Okay. Anything else? And it's weird because I was ready to start at like 9 o'clock this morning, but then like I just got pulled to do it later. So this was all meant to be. Okay, do we have any more? I feel like, oop, almost flew out of my hands there. Do we have any more from this direction? Any more from this direction? I feel like we got one more in here. It's being held very tightly though, almost like it doesn't want to be seen or heard. So it must be a tough card. Okay. Where are we feeling angry or insecure, Spirit? Where are we feeling angry and insecure? Okay. Yeah, both of that. Some of that. Both of that. Okay. Now, I just want to make sure that none of these that fell were part of. Where are we feeling angry and insecure for reading 5? Are we done with pulling from this deck? Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so these are the cards that we pulled. I feel like that was from Nightmare Before Christmas. This is and
I can't remember the lyrics. Anyway, so maybe somebody wanted to hear The Nightmare Before Christmas, or maybe it has something to do with where you're feeling angry or insecure. Maybe it was a trigger of some kind, but in a good way. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Because even when we're, in the bad, the shadow, it's because we're learning something. So it's good. Okay. We want to start with the tarot today. Do we want to start with these cards? Okay. Oh, here's your first card. Okay. So where are we feeling angry or insecure? Ooh, number 12, the temple path. Ooh, what are you feeling angry about with the temple path? 12 is also the number 3. Or maybe you could be feeling insecure about your path, about like where you're going or what's happening. That makes sense. I'm not sure if they want me to read from the book, but I'm going to keep pulling cards. Unless if I don't pull cards, then that always tells me that they want me to read from the book. Because sometimes the book has more messages than I do. Okay, so number 12, energy. Energy oracle. Energy oracle. I know what? I just realized that I didn't pay attention whether it was upright or in reverse. So I'm going to read both. Okay, so the temple path, exactly, right? So where are you feeling angry or insecure? Spiritual purpose and support. The upright meaning, it says, receiving this card represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple and a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny. Oh, sorry, I got ahead of myself there. The spiritual destiny your soul has had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all part of your soul's process. That's good. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction, and the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world, your family members and friends, angels and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful life expanding time, so keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Following your higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways, and connecting with spirit and your higher self will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. It's also on page 38, so if that means anything to you guys, and I don't remember which reading it was, but it was one of the last few I did. This is number 6 technically, so I don't know, but 38 came up on another card too, which is also number 11, the angel number. So I don't know if that means anything to you guys. In the reverse, it says, receiving this card reversed is a sign that you may have fallen off your path. You could be too focused on worldly possessions and material gain, or you may simply be maintaining old, unhealthy habits of fear, limitation, worry, or doubt. Whatever is distracting you, receiving this card reversed is a firm message that it's time to make your spiritual life and evolution a much higher priority. Not doing so represents an important loss of power. So clear your mind, meditate, and open up to the presence of spirit. Whatever else you may have going on, consider that this is an important part of your personal and tactical plans. The support and inspiration of all eternity and countless loving spirits are available to you. Not turning to them is like cursing the dark when you refuse to turn on the lights. Yeah, so you need help. It's like I feel like you're like kind of standing in this temple alone, and spirit saying you don't have to be there alone though. Like they're with you. I feel like you're there. You're like, how come I can't see them, or I'm here, but where are they? And they're like, they're everywhere. You just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. That's what faith is all about. So only one other reading got a mantra, but you got an affirmation. So the affirmation is, I open my heart to my spiritual truth and a deeper connection with spirit. Guidance and inspiration come freely and easily to me. So I don't know if you guys can, let me see if I can get a better shot for you. Sorry. You know what? I will put a pin in this, and I will put a screenshot and put it in the community section, okay? All right, so I feel like I just dropped a bunch of cards. I don't know if these were your cards. I feel like they went for someone else, but maybe there's a card in here for you. Hold on. This was a bunch of fairy cards from another reading. But the fact that they're like all kind of, okay, yeah, I feel like one of these cards is for you guys. Okay, so the fairy tarot says number 8, justice. 2024 is an 8 year. It's all about infinity and limitless possibilities. Use this energy. It says take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. So, interesting. Let's go back to that. What was our question? Where are you feeling angry or insecure? Where are you feeling angry and insecure? Fair and objective decisions. So are you angry at yourself for certain choices that you've made? Because that's our free will here. You got to let it go. I mean, I remember my husband and I would fight so much about what was going on with this property. And I'd be like, you chose it. And I was like, you know what? At any time I could have left, and any time I could have walked away, at any time I could have changed the trajectory, but I'm still here. Something is forcing me here, but it's the darkness that in me that's saying, I know better, I know more, I know, you know what I mean? Instead of just staying on the path that I chose. You're always going to end up at the same place. It's just different choices. So don't be mad at yourself. It says, take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. So you are going to get there. You're going to find your place, like justice. Also, I feel like for some of you with the sword there, it could be an air sign. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I'm feeling Libra anyway with the justice, with the scales of justice. So it could be for some of you, like maybe your call is bigger than you even realize, right? Because it's like, where are you feeling angry or insecure? And my question is, what are you feeling angry and insecure about? All right, so let's see. Do we have any more? Do we want to pull from this right now? No? Okay. Do we want to pull any more fairy? Do you want to pull any more fairy for this reading at all? Okay, so those fell on the floor for a reason. I was like, I just felt like another card too, and I was like, what is going on? But let me make sure before. I don't want to make this your reading if it's not your reading. Okay, no, the fairy cards are all falling now. Okay, so what do we have next? We have tarot. Are we going for tarot now? No. Are we pulling from the dark? What am I missing? I feel like there's a card missing, or I feel like there's something missing. Oh, this was from one of the last readings, but they wanted me to bring this up. A sprinkle of nostalgia. So if you were called to reading 5, if you were called to reading 4, you might want to check that out. A sprinkle of nostalgia. Yeah, what's going on? So maybe the anger and the insecurity, like it's like the coulda, woulda, shoulda, what, and could have been so beautiful, could have been so right. But yeah, stop living in the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Get out of it. That's why you're angry. And for the anger part, and then for the insecurity is because you're like, well, if that was wrong, then I'm afraid to make a decision. And Spirit's like, yeah, but every decision that you make leads you to somewhere else. So don't be afraid of it. Just look at life as an adventure. Look at it as fun. Look at it as a joyful thing. If you're concerned about your path and your purpose, you have to ask yourself, like, why instead of living your life, why are you trying to control your life? So we're going into the Star Spinner Tarot, and the first card we got is the Princess of Coins in reverse. The Princess of Coin in reverse. Does she have an animal there? I always feel like if there's an animal, there's... Oh, and look at that. So she's standing, it's like, is she standing in her garden, and it's like the door's wide, like, right? Like there's no door there. But it's like she can go to that mountain and hang out, but she'd rather just stay there in her cute little dress and her outfit and, play in her garden. And that's okay. I feel like one of these cards is going to have an animal, and I feel like you're meant to work with that animal. Almost every reading has got an animal, and I felt an animal with you guys too. Also, this Justice card has like 2 versions. It almost feels like a Gemini, like it's got like the twins of Gemini. So that could be you, it could be somebody else in that reading, but I was really called to look at that. So let's look at this Princess of Coins in reverse and see what she's got to say. Princess of Coins in reverse. All right. All right. Oh, it's the page of coins, but isn't that funny? I looked at it as a princess because it was just a P. So it was in reverse and it says, reverse the page suggests that you are getting in your own way. Yes, you set unrealistic goals and neglect to learn the basics of your job. You might be inexperienced but haughty, refusing to do any task you seem beneath you. This will impede your growth and ultimately diminish your chances at finding success in your chosen path. Seek guidance and learn from the parts of your work that seem unglamorous. Yeah, you know what? We're having problems with our toilet. You think I want to scoop shit out of there? Sorry, I know it's gross, but right? Do you think I want to do that? No, but I live here. I got to do it. What am I going to do? Call somebody? I can, get the plunger out and deal with it. Shit happens. Not every part of a job is glam. I've had jobs where I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. And they're like, everybody does it. So it's kind of. So if you're going to have like the foofy attitude towards it, right? It's like, if you feel like something is beneath you, which by the way, it's like, I'm getting this kind of like itch, like on my head. So I feel like that's spirit trying to like talk to you. Are you getting like signs and synchronicities from spirit? Okay. We have the death card number 13. The death card. Death is good because death means it's the end of it's the ending of something and the beginning of something else, right? And I don't feel like I need to go further into that unless they want me to. And I feel like they want me to switch cards because there's something, I'm feeling this kind of like impediment. Maybe they do want me to read from, okay. Speaking of impediment, I was feeling that myself. Number 13, number 13. Here we go. Shit, did I say? No, it was upright. I was like, did I say it was in reverse? Okay, it says the death card portends change. I can't read that. Nigh holds her child, Thanatos, gently beckoning souls into the next life. Though it may initially read as a bad omen, death simply refers to cycles of change in a broader sense. When an era comes to a close, a new one springs up at its heels. The figure of death in this case signifies satisfactory closure and completion. Good. Because you know what? You're awesome. And carrying anger isn't going to do you any good. It's really not. It's just going to make it worse. So let it go, let it go, let it go. Let me see. Do we want to read from? Okay. They want me to read these two now. Okay. So now we're reading from the. Where is the. We're reading from the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. And this one is in reverse as well. It is number 30, discipline. Yes, because it takes a lot of discipline. Like if, one of the things that I have said to my partner when we get in fights is I'll say, you're a powerful medicine man. I'm like, but you don't just play a medicine man on TV, right? Like, it's like you don't play a character and then like go back to, right? It's like Sheldon Cooper, right, from Big Bang Theory. It's like he plays Sheldon, but the actor goes home and he's got a completely different life. He's gay. Sheldon is a straight man married, you know what I mean? And Sheldon or Jim Parsons is a gay male who, like he's just a completely different person, right? So it's like that's what I'm feeling from spirit is like the imposter syndrome. You have to have discipline. You can't just say that you're a person. You have to actually do the practices every single day. You have to work at your craft every day. I have been honing my craft, even though I've always been this in this lifetime, in my human lifetime. I've been honing this craft my whole life in some ways, but like in the last decade, I have been diligently working on it. Every single day, I've lost almost every single person I've ever known in my life before this life, meaning like before I became a medium, I do not talk to anymore. It takes discipline. It takes, not all of you are cut out for that, and that's okay, but whatever it is that you're going to do, it takes discipline, and that's what Spirit's trying to show you. And then we have number 8, resilience. It was in reverse though. But Spirit's saying you do have resilience. Like, think about it. When you think about Medusa, do you think Medusa would like hang her head and cry? Fuck no, man. She becomes a badass. You are resilient. You are going to pop out of this. You are going to come back. You're gonna be better than you've ever been before. You're gonna be a better version of yourself than you have ever been before. But you've got to give yourself time. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. And interesting how it's like, which way do you see the stars? Are the stars falling to the earth, like, right, like shooting stars? Like it's in reverse. So, or do you see them like shooting out into the stars, like shooting out into the heavens? I don't know why, but they had me say it too like that. Okay, so 8 of Wands. So it's for you to think about. I apologize. I so wanted to like do this like so much more professionally than I've been doing it, and I apologize. Especially because I'm like, this is when I first started this almost 4 hours ago, I'm like, it's the first reading of 2024. And now I'm like, sorry, reading 5. I always feel like, but also I feel like at the same time, you guys are like my people. Like if you made it to the end, right? Like, you know what's up. You know who I am. Okay. Wands, where are you at? They're really adamant about me reading this card. So here we go. 8 of Wands in reverse. We're coming to a close. Okay. Though you want to move on to the next stage in your goals, it feels like an uphill battle. There is restlessness and willingness to move, but there is also a lack of direction. This causes impatience and distraction, which further exasperates your delays. Oh, it's on page number 69. So, right, yeah, because it's like, because you're wanting to move on to the next stage, but you're not ready. I've said this for years, and I'll say it again. You can't go from A to Z. You have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You have to go through every single thing. And yeah, it's not fun, and it's not comfortable. Sometimes it really fucking sucks, but you're going to get your bootstraps back, you're going to pull your bootstraps back up, and you're going to keep going because you're a warrior. So we've got the star in reverse. I knew the star was coming. Also, this card always reminds me of Aquarius. So Aquarius season is around the corner, and Capricorn season can be a little rough. In real time, this is January 17th, 2024, which is also number 8 today. So Aquarians are all about infinite possibilities and seeing all the wonderful things. So I think once we get out of like the steady parental guidance of Capricorn, I feel like things are going to start lightening up, and I think the rest of the year it's going to lighten up. I literally just opened up to it, you guys. The star in reverse says, as the dust settles and the tower lies in ruin, you may find yourself alone in the dark. Reverse, the star cautions that you have fallen deep in despair and cannot move forward. Signs of hope seem too good to be true, and you may feel more lost than ever. Take a moment to breathe and give yourself space to become reoriented. Yes, and laugh. Watch a good comedy. I just posted on Lula's Life a new Tallulah talk with a reading and a Cabin Life update. But go look in the description box because there's a link to, or you can just find it on here. There's a movie with Rainn Wilson called The Rocker. It's so fucking funny. And I laughed my ass off. I just like smoked a lot of weed and just like laughed and like made popcorn and just had a good laugh. It's just don't take it so seriously. I know you feel like, I know I've been also telling everybody, you got to do this and you got to do that. Yes, but also, give yourself a break. Oh, we have the 9 of Wands in reverse. He looks like the jester, but look at how sad he looks. Aw, the 9 of Wands in reverse. Or is that Wands or chalices? No, it is Wands. The 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay. 9 of Wands in reverse. I love when I watch people who've studied tarot for years, like they're so proficient, and it's like, I mean, I know that tarot doesn't always mean exactly what it means, you know what I mean? But also it's cool to know certain things. Okay, so it says your setbacks have proven to be too much and you feel broken under the weight of your responsibilities. I feel that. The journey has been long and unfulfilling, and you cannot remember the point of all the struggle. You feel unsupported in your efforts. This may be a good opportunity to redefine your notion of success. If you feel like you have been set up to fail, try to determine what would make your goals more manageable. Yes, by taking it one breath at a time, one step at a time. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. It has taken me so long to get to where I am. And when I started, I mean, I had when I first moved to Portland, I came from Chicago and I literally moved to Portland, Oregon to be a fashion designer because I'm an artist and a designer. That was my goal. That is what I wanted to do. I mean, this was not on the menu. I mean, I had already reinvented myself in my 30s. I'm 52 now. So I had reinvented myself and went back to college in my late 30s. And so when here I was at 39, I moved there. I was ready for a new decade to become a designer. Little did I know that I would end up, meeting all of these witches and like all these people, and like this was my path, and I couldn't get a job, I couldn't support myself, I couldn't get unemployment. It was like the weirdest thing, and I've always been able to manifest anything because I'm so magical, right? I'm a witch. Like I've always been able to manifest the job I wanted, the place I wanted, the thing I wanted, and all of a sudden it was like I couldn't do anything. And I was like, and people were like, oh, when you get older, people don't hire older. I mean, all these things, and I was like getting all, but then I started to take this path, and it hasn't been easy. And I was used to making a lot of money quickly or doing what I wanted when I wanted, and it wasn't happening that way. So, it takes a minute. Have some patience, please. And try not to be so hard on yourself. Oh, look at the Two of Chalices. Could that be any sweeter? I mean, come on. The Two of Chalices. I feel like it's the divine feminine and the divine feminine coming together. I know like neither one of them have breasts technically, so it could like they're really androgynous, really. But I do feel like it's like, some would say maybe that's the divine feminine and the masculine, coming together. The Two of Chalices. Shit, did I say if that was in reverse or not? My book was in reverse, so I'm going to take it, but I'll read both because when that happens, I always feel like there's a purpose for it. Okay, so let's start with reverse. Okay, so it says, in this position, the Two of Chalices implies an imbalance of emotional investments in the partnership. It warns of unfair, tense, or temporary unions. Your partnerships require closer examination and potential reassessment of your priorities because someone is getting much more out of it than they are giving. I heard narcissist again. That's been coming up a lot lately. The upright says the Two of Chalices refers to a healthy and mutually beneficial unity. It is indicative of earnestness and bodes well for partnerships of all kinds, from romantic relationships to business partnerships, striking a healthy balance between the pair and the individuals. So that is what is on your horizon. There's nothing to be angry about or feel any inadequacy because this is what your outcome is. It's going to be good. It's all good. It's just, you're just going through the hard part, right? It's like right now you feel like this, but there's a little bit of this, right? And a little bit of this. You're going to be just fine. And also, that's the snake that came up in reading 4 as well. So if you were drawn to reading 4, you might want to check it out, but look up snake spirit medicine. Also, I spoke of in my other channel, Lula's Life. I just did a little shorts recently in the last week with some snake spirit medicine from the spirit medicine animal guide or book that I have. Let's see. Do we have any more messages, Spirit? So you might want to go check that out. It had some really good messages in there. Do we want to pull any more cards or do we have any more messages for reading 5? Okay, you guys, that's it. Oh my gosh, 3 hours, 50 minutes, and 58 seconds and counting.
Thank you so much for your awesomeness. Thank you so much for being a part of this community, a part of this tribe and this channel. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting and sharing. All that stuff makes such a difference. If you've noticed, all of our channels are growing. It's very exciting. Lula's Life, Baba the Great, and The Magical Medium. So thank you for the support. It means a lot to us, to me, and to my family. We work very hard to bring you the medicine and the teachings and also the entertainment. So if you have it in you to donate and contribute to this channel, we're always in gratitude for that. There are links here and on my other channels. And if you'd like to work with me, all you have to do is reach out, magicalmedium@gmail.com. Don't forget the K, magical with a K the old way, or lulaslabyrinth@gmail.com. I still have that one as well. And for those of you who have my personal number and you want to get back in touch with me, please feel free to reach out. I have changed my number in the last few years, and some emails like the magical medium just wasn't working out. It was so weird. So I went to just magicalmedium@gmail.com. So if you want to reach out, if you want to get a recorded reading or a one-on-one session with me beyond the stuff that I do out here, feel free to reach out. Until then, take good care of yourselves and each other. And I hope this helped you in any way. I love you so much. No worries. Be happy. Let the anger go. You are not inadequate. You are amazing, and you deserve everything. There. I'm like, let me get up close and personal with you. You deserve everything. You are loved beyond imagine, and you have gifts. You were brought here for a reason. Let your shadow out. Let your freak flag fly. Be who you are. And if you're drawn to any of the other readings, please go check them out. I love you so much. I'll see you later. Blessed be. Oh.